Oh, I should probably get my books.
That would help.
Shit, yeah, no, to be fair, I'd literally need to turn behind me and grab them.
That's why I've gone digital.
I just keep mine on my desk.
I don't have one. It's on my other computer, I think.
You don't have one?
Book. I've got the print-offs and things.
Ah, okay. Do you need the book?
I will need to pick the book up at some point. Yes, I will.
What's going on? What did I miss?
So
The Player's
much.
Handbook.
Do you guys should have a copy. I think I sent a copy.
Yeah, you did send a copy. I was just saying I don't have the printed version like you guys.
Oh, you should pick that up.
Oh, I will do.
It actually might be cheaper. I'm just pointing out because Midge said this or Midge pointed this out, and I didn't realize this. It might actually be cheaper for you to find somebody who's in like the U.S. Send them the money to buy the book and just send it to you, and it'd probably be cheaper overall.
I've got this guy called Roach that I know. He's
yeah.
Just,
But I think the price is just translated directly, so like it's $50 US, and I think it's also £50 over there as well. It just translates 1 to 1, which is pretty.
So probably with shipping costs, you can get it cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, on the back of this book, it's $49.95 in the U.S. and $58 in.
In Canadian.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So it was $49.95 in US and $58 Canadian in the back of these books, but I got them for £40 UK, and that was one of the cheapest I could find. No.
Yeah.
I'll find something.
And unfortunately, it's an in-print game, which means you can't really find it in used bookstores, which just sucks. Alright.
Okay.
Let me know whenever you guys are good to go and everything. And all.
Yeah, everything's good here.
good here.
Greetings, chat, if you are there.
Hey,
Greetings.
everybody.
You may
Hello.
notice my screen looks a lot different.
JP!
Midge's chat, Rival's chat, Utari's chat, and the podcast
Yes.
listeners.
My chat.
Yeah,
Hi.
the podcast doesn't cut in until we start doing the thing from last week, so.
Yes, that is true.
Does anyone remember what happened 2 weeks ago?
I remember
yeah.
I
You guys
shot
don't,
into
I
a
do.
car.
Yeah, I
shot
do
an arrow
because I
into a
edited the
car.
podcast this morning.
Oh, I'm glad. Okay, good.
Just a question, because I just adjusted things. How do I sound, everybody? Just is there less background noise than normal?
I'm sorry,
Can I put up-
who are you? Well, I don't recognise you.
Yes, you do, and I can tell that from the recording. And I'm doing a different recording setup for the podcast, so hopefully that'll sound better. Where actually, Roach, can you put some like noise through so I can check that because I've got our lines like the separate us line and just like you guys are on a different track, I'm on a different track, so we can balance those out better. I just want to know if there's actually one for desktop sounds without me playing something that.
Sure, I'm putting on the background track for the mine that I have.
Okay, yeah, that's there.
But yeah, I put up sound foam recently in my room, so it's I've noticed my waveforms don't have as much background noise, but I'm just making sure because I adjusted a couple of things this morning that I sound a bit clearer than I normally do.
Okay, there's all the volumes, correct? And yeah, so there's a new. I'm gonna be recording with a new effect. In a new way. I've got the really nice graphics now on the stream, which should also be ready for when we convert over to thingy.
Fantasy graphics.
Technical term.
Which, by the way, my personal wish list on Steam, which contains the 4 books that are still required for us to transfer to Fantasy Grounds, are on Midge's Discord. If anybody would like to help, because they cost money, and
yeah.
Yes, but okay. I think I got everything together, all the notes. So, who would like to do the recap? If nobody will, I can give you guys a recap.
I can do a recap.
Okay.
Okay, so last time on AMC's The Walking... No. Last time on Sleeping Giants, we, as a party, were investigating a cavern and a mine that had strange goings on, and by the time we got there, we deducted that something wasn't right with the people there, and there was something off, and there was something magical like surrounding the place, but we just couldn't put our finger on it, and everyone was like following set patterns, and it was very uneasy, and clearly there was something wrong with the miners. So we went and investigated into the mines, where we found a ziggurat, because that was the word that everyone so loved, but basically a pyramid thing that's made of squares underground in the mine that had been excavated. And the dark creepers that we were ambushed in a couple of streams before by had been controlling the miners to excavate this ziggurat. And when we found the people that were going to be blasting, they were completely phased and hazed over like the people on top of the mine, and something also wasn't right when we got jumped again by some more dark creepers and what seemed to be their master, because he was talking, and he was dressed as the foreman, Duran. Was it Duran?
Crimson's
Degar.
nodding.
Duran is something else.
We're not visiting Rio.
Yeah, no,
Aww.
and we're not dancing on any sand right now. This is a serious matter. So, and then he formed into this dark creeper lord. I don't know what it was. The party don't know what it was, but we managed to smite down the evil, and we've just told a group of the miners that have kind of come to and wondered what's going on to escape, and we were going to search the rest of the mine for any miners, try and get them all out safely, and make sure that the evil has definitely been stopped.
As a side, you also picked up a ring that you found to be magical from the body of the leader. You haven't identified it yet, so you don't know what it is. As well as, I forgot this last time because my note was covered at the time, on the body of the tall, dark individual that you fought, you also found a scroll of parchment in one of the pockets of his cloth clothing that is written in a language none of you can read. But it does have diagrams of the pyramidal ziggurat that you see around you, as to what it should look like when it's uncovered, you assume. Again, annotated with language you can't understand, and like a crude kind of drawings of the chambers as they go out from this main chamber, but it does depict the ziggurat uncovered with writing around.
Also, as an extra note, Para isn't with us this week, so if we do get into combat, I will be playing her character.
So it's a diagram written in a language you can't understand, showing the ziggurat. Is this an engineer's drawing? It sounds like an engineer's drawing.
There's only one person on the site can understand, and they're ill today, so we're not doing any work. Instead, we're gonna fire this nail gun at one of the hard hats and see how long it takes for it to puncture a hole.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah,
It sounds like an engineer's drawing.
We were gonna finish searching the rooms around the.
Yes, we were.
Yes, and for expediency's sake, because we have spent 3 weeks in
this mine.
In this mine, you spend about 20 minutes going around the exterior of the ziggurat, and what you find are a few other offshoot paths, but every one that you find is blocked through either a cave-in of some sort or just natural, the recent cave-in or something that happened a long time ago, like a closed-off area. This does not seem... It doesn't seem like there's any where to go from here. It looks like this is kind of the end of this. One of the paths looks like it was closed off much more recently than the others. but it still looks like it happened maybe a week ago or two. It's been firmly closed off just through stones falling down and everything. It may have happened from the blasting destabilizing these passageways, or it may have been intentional. You're not sure, but there is nowhere else to go from here.
So we leave.
Yes.
Okay. And you leave via the map that you drew of the maze of tunnels that you came down through. You also know of where all the traps that you triggered are, so you stick to basically your footprints going back up out of the mine. Retrace your steps and how to get around the tile trap on the second level that you found as well. You know how to get past it. And as you go through places where you saw miners previously, you no longer see them. It looks like the mine has been abandoned or left. Pickaxes are on the ground. Some torches that were there seem to not be on the walls anymore, as if they were taken by some of the miners on their way out. Things like that. But you exit the mine, and when you come out, it is now. Just let me check the time here. It should be should be about 1 hour past midnight. Yeah, it's about, or it's not midnight. Oh yeah, midnight. It's about 1 a.m. So it's fairly dark out, but you see a lot of commotion. Miners that were previously walking in circuits or inside of the longhouses or working in the mine seem to all be outside now. You're like a low din of talking and people conversing and individuals that look to be some authorities at the head of these groups, kind of trying to calm people down, getting people together, trying to figure out what's going on when you exit the mine. One of these individuals sees you and comes up to you. It's a dwarf of middle age with black hair and kind of like a thick beard. But he looks up to you, being shorter than almost all of you, except for Arwan. And he goes, "You lot are a part of the mine crew. Do you know what's happened?"
Question: do I see the ones that we released from the ones that were stuck being like they're about to plant the blasting charges?
You do. They were talking with this individual and a couple others that looked kind of maybe foremen or some sort of managers, shift supervisors probably. But they seem to be talking there. So yeah, you've seen them. They were talking before you were addressed.
We do have some idea, yes.
As far as we can figure, and pardon me, we were told that your group was still down there. That Dagar was behind this in some way, or we can't seem to find him.
Unfortunately, Dagar is no longer with us. Someone was posing as Dagar using less than normal means, and they used that to influence you, the miners, to do something of not great intention.
Right. What,
Is there someone in charge here that I could talk to?
Looks around a bit. I suppose I would be. I'm supervisor of the first shift.
Okay. So, We were sent here by a tip-off from one of the wives of the many miners who didn't return after what's been 3 weeks, 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and to investigate the mine because the mining company wouldn't tell them anything. They said that there was scheduled blasting, but they were meant to be rotated off shifts, and they never were. So families were worried. So we volunteered to come and investigate. And as far as we as a group can atone, is that there was some sort of magic being used to control uh, the members of the mine here and make them follow a routine path and follow the orders of a certain group of creatures that we have now dispatched that were in the mine, who were making you uncover something deep down there below where you were generally mining. It was much deeper. Some of the people that were down there at the very bottom over there, and I'm going to point out the men that were planting the blasting charges, and they could probably show you back to the chamber if needs be, but I would personally recommend that it gets sealed off.
Right. All right.
Has anyone recovered Degar's body?
No, it's we'll send. We weren't sure if it was still safe down there, so we didn't send anyone yet. But if you say it's
We
it's
believe
safe.
we believe all the creatures have been dispatched. Yes.
Right. Well, then we'll go recover his body. Well, I can only thank you for helping us. If there's anything else we can do for you, just let us know. We'll try. and help.
Who has? Is it? I have the note for that we found. That's the engineer's drawing. Because I was the one that went through the pockets, wasn't I? The main one.
Yeah.
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 Sure. Yeah.
I
think
would-
So.
So I would have that. Actually, one more thing. Have you ever come across any script like this before? We found it on the leader of the creatures.
He takes a look at it. Kind of unrolls this parchment. It's a fairly big drawing. Hey, yeah. It's I know a bit. I'm not too well versed in it. I know how to read it, some of it. It's undercommon.
Of course. That makes sense. We found it on the leader of the creature, and it's clearly some sort of workman's map of the structure that they were having you guys uncover. Can you, at a glance, translate any of this?
Let's see here. It's a bit hard. It's not common. It's not. It's some words here I don't know. I can't get a lot of it. It's the structure. But some of these words stand out. Some of them it's the pyramid of Segal is a word here. I don't know if Segal has a translation, but it is there, and the pyramid is definitely there. Some schedules here for clearing of the areas around it. There's some notes here that I'm not sure if it's just a different dialect or or the handwriting's pretty bad. I'm not getting anything from there. It just seems to be a plan for the clearing of the area, this chamber around the pyramid of Zagol. It's with a Z. Zugal.
Seagal, not Steven Seagal. Okay.
Yeah,
I
not
thought he said Dugall, like
I was-
the French president.
I was about to say, he's been a deputy sheriff. He's been an action movie star, martial artist, coach. I mean, what? He's so bored. He's obviously gone and become a pharaoh of the Underdark.
It
Just-
makes
not?
perfect sense. I mean, come on.
What will he do next?
7, The Underdark Chronicles.
But that's about all they can get. It's I'm sorry. I know a bit. I've done some trading with some creatures down in the Underdark when I used to work in some of the holds, but it's not a
Common language.
it's not. I'm out of practice. Let's just say that.
Do you know of anyone who would be able to translate it all?
And somebody who speaks Underdark more. Nobody around here. Half the people here can't even read.
I wondered if maybe the mining guild had a scholar, or if you knew anything about the area where I might find someone.
You might be able to find somebody in like one of the holds. Gorgon is fairly close. It's got might have some more active libraries or men of knowledge.
Thank you. Well, my suggestion for mine would be, obviously, you as acting leader, contact your superiors at the mining companies, get them to send some people up here, but at the same time, contact the authorities at Fall Harbor. We'll return there and tell the Reeve ourselves, but they might want to send guards up here just in case any more of the creatures appear.
Hey, that's we'll get in contact. We'll have somebody to send. We'll send somebody down to Fall Harbor before the night's out. Let them know what's going on. But again, thank you. Can't thank you enough. Hopefully, hopefully nothing else comes up through there. We were digging pretty deep, and it looks like the Underdark comes up pretty high around here. So, yeah, must have hit an alpha shoot or a high point of the Underdark, and they came through. Surprised they were able to get to Dagar, but they must have some way of disguising themselves. Got through the security. They even got through our security that they control. Something must have happened because
Well,
Dimmy was practically dead when we found him. So yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for helping us. We're in your debt. If you need to, one of the longhouses, some of the rooms in there you can use until the morning, or if you need to go now, we'll get everything sorted out around here.
I expect that a lot of us will want to rest after the ordeal. We will probably set out for Fall Harbor tomorrow morning. Kalina Oakhammer, does the name mean anything to you? She's the lady who tipped us off, so to speak.
Oh, your cameras, yeah. Oh, camera. I'm not sure where he's probably somewhere around there.
His wife is very worried about him.
Oh, I'm sure. We'll let him know. He'll be probably one of the group. We're going to be sending most people back home until we work out what's going on. Can't have a full mine work going on with the possibility of another attack coming up through the Underdark. So
naturally, and from our observations, you have quite a lot of ore that needs shifting out anyway from in the stores. That
it's
obviously
going to be a bit of a windfall for everyone here. All right. Well, thank you for helping us. The longhouse you were staying in previously is still open to you. We're probably going to be getting a head count, figuring out what's going on for at least a few more hours. So you can go, or if you want to get some drinks at the tavern, that's available as well. And he goes back to this little group of what looks to be like shift supervisors talking amongst themselves. You hear them discussing, and it's generally a low murmur happening around of people talking and all of these people confused going around trying to trade stories. Doesn't seem like a lot of people remember everything that happened while they were under this control of some sort. But they are getting things together now. So what are you guys doing?
Are we gonna stay the night?
I would recommend it. Because if we go into town, the people we're going to want to speak to anyway probably aren't going to be awake.
You took a bit of a beating in the last fight as well, didn't you? But
I didn't. I was flying about. It was the fight before that I took a beat up.
I'm fine.
I was gonna say, did anyone really get beat up?
We dispatched the last fight quite well. It's okay. I'm out of spells though.
Yeah, I think we did better against the boss than we did against the actual fight.
Yeah, it was because the first fight I was the only one that wasn't blinded, and then I got critted.
Well, I could do long wrestling, getting some rage back.
All right. Yeah.
I could do that.
I'm gonna stay up and kind of watch, make some notes of what the miners and stuff do. Just kind of sit and watch. And I also can I do a history check on the Pyramid of Zagal?
Zagal? Sure, you can do a history check.
The great god Zeven.
Zeven Zagal.
14.
He once escaped from a floating fortress of iron called the Arizona.
No, it wasn't.
I want someone to run that as a D&D thing.
It was the Missouri, you moron.
Oh, it was the Missouri, goddammit.
Oh my god, how could you not get the name right of that film? I am deeply, deeply depressed.
In all honesty, I haven't watched. It's just good
It was
enough
the Mighty Mo!
I know. It's the funny thing is that movie's just good enough. It's not one of my normal bad movies that I watch.
Yeah.
It's too good for my standards.
Well, when you have Tommy Lee Jones in it, you know.
Oh yeah, because he makes a fantastic bad guy, doesn't he?
He really does, yeah.
But,
Right. History check
just
that you took.
yeah.
You don't recall anything about this. The word doesn't really ring a bell. You are trying to recall from like songs and things like that. It's very hard to get. Like songs are not usually historically accurate in the first place, so it's a kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For the podcast, that was a 14 on the history check.
Yes, it was.
Because they
But
can't
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, they can't.
No,
That is true.
he's
I thought I said it.
absolutely correct. I don't know.
So yes, but you spend an hour awake, just going through your watching, trying to recall things, checking some notes, writing down. It just seems like everybody's getting settled in. There's a lot of people taking stock of what day, how much time's gone by. Some people are just complaining. It feels like I've been walking for days. Or some people complain they've had bed sores because they've just been laying in a bed for a long time. Things like that. So people are getting shuffled in. There's some triage going on of people that have injuries that didn't get tended to, and food's being meted out. So there's kind of a general thing going on, and then maybe about an hour and a half after that this started, people start shuffling into the longhouses or going into the tavern, just kind of winding down for the night. The mine's finished. They've got 2 people standing guard in front of the mine with some big thick clubs and torches. Looks like everybody's kind of going in for the night by that point.
Alright. And
So-
back to sleep it is.
I'm
Alright.
going to do my meditation sleep 4-hour thing.
All right.
Well, I'm not really asleep, but not really awake.
All right. So you're sleeping. So you're doing a full rest.
As well.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
wake up in the morning.
All right. It'll be a few hours past morning because you were awake for
1
quite a
a.m.
long.
plus 8 hours is 9 a.m. That's
Yeah.
You lazy sod, staying in bed till 9 a.m. I'm up at 5.
hang on. No, sorry. 9 a.m.'s early for me. I'm an unemployed actor. I get up at like 11. Like
I'm unemployed at the moment as
No.
well, so yeah, I understand the whole kind of what the hell? I may as well just stay in bed and sleep.
What?
Stay in bed.
What
it's more
is-
the fact that doing this sort of stuff, I'm up until 4 a.m. Like
Yeah.
That
can't
is true.
switch
Yeah.
to American times. It's like
What is this sleep thing that you keep saying about? Because I mean, like,
So-
I wish I knew.
'cause I went to bed last night at 1 in the morning after doing my assignment and got up not long after that to go to work.
yeah, fair.
I couldn't do that. All right. So you guys spend a full. You get a long rest, so all of you will regenerate hit points, or you get your hit points back up to full, and your hit dice. You gain back at least up to half of your hit dice that you spent during the day, which should get you all back to full. So you are now awake. In the morning, it is 9 a.m. It's fair, the sun's been up for a few hours, but it is a fairly all right day. It's mildly warm with a light drizzle going on outside. But you've now finished that, and so are you guys heading out? What are you planning on doing?
I mean, we should go back to Fall Harbor, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Go see
All
this
right.
Yes.
fancy new inn. Well, new to us.
Yeah, new to you. Okay. So you begin your journey.
Do any of us know where to find the people we need to talk?
I do.
Okay.
At the fancy new inn.
Oh, okay.
Yes. All right. So you begin your journey back to Fall Harbor as you go back over land, down the hills, etc., to the city the town of Fall Harbor along the coast. It's a journey. You've gone back to Fall Harbor a couple of times. It's a fairly familiar sight to you at this point. You enter around let's see here. It's going to be close to noon when you get in town on foot, because I don't think any of you are riding. I don't think all of you are on horses, are you? You're all. Does anybody have a horse?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 of you have a horse, but 3 of you don't. So you're going basically walking. So yeah, you get in around noonday, into Fall Harbor. And so are you just all heading to the agreed upon meeting point?
Should we wash up first?
You are all covered in. You're not covered in anything really gross, but you're all just like covered in dust from the mine and now from trail dust. So it's all just kind of a lot of dirt and stuff built up. So, not too bad.
Some
General
of us
walking.
may have been cut up and residual blood.
I was
That is
beaten
true.
down to my thing, and I wear white robes. No, I don't. I wear green robes.
Green
But
robes.
even so, I should be wearing white robes. I've just had mine coloured.
Yeah. Most of you look all right. Isaac looks a bit. He's been through the ringer a bit. But most everybody looks okay.
To the group, should we get washed up?
Can do if you want.
I mean, from what I hear, this is a fancy inn. Like, it's not like the Jester and Flask or that we've been staying.
Justinia just looks oddly at you.
Barbarian.
Point. You don't have to get washed up if you don't want.
No one will force you.
Nah, he'd get washed up, many people aren't backwoods savages.
Oh, also, just as a side thing, because it's the 20. Is it the 32nd? It is the 32nd. Okay. when you do enter into Fall Harbor, you are seeing things being you're seeing decorations being placed on the sides of some buildings. You're seeing people moving things from their shop fronts down the road towards the market square. It looks like there might be something being set up for maybe the weekend. This world's form of weekend, but you are seeing there's like a little bustle of people getting things together for some sort of celebration.
Oh. Oh, and I informed the group of that potion, that kind of pricey but good potions trader in town that I forgot to mention before, and I introduced myself and the rest of you to the trader, and he seems quite happy to be of service if we're desperate for any potions.
So, what are you all doing? Are you going to get yourselves cleaned up, or are you just heading?
I think we should, considering we're going to try and make a good impression on some people in a nice hotel-esque inn, you know. Might be worth it.
All right. You do know of a location of a bathhouse on the outskirts of the city that you
We've already
previously
been,
used.
haven't we? Yeah.
Yes.
Once, yeah.
Yeah. So you go ahead and head back there. It doesn't have a name. It's just an area that has been cleared out. It's private, little fence around. And you go in, and the woman who is who owns the place, or at least who runs the place, charges you the same amount. So I believe it was I think it was a silver, with an extra silver on top if you wanted your clothes laundered. So 2 silver for a treatment.
I paid 1 silver, and I'll clean my clothes again myself.
Yeah, I'll
I'm gonna
do.
pay 2 silver.
So,
I'm gonna pay 2 silver.
Okay, 2 silvers. You get your clothes laundered and a nice. It's not hot water. It's warm water. Like it's been warmed over a fire, but it's better than a river would be. But it's nice, and you exit about an hour later, nice and refreshed.
Wearing
with-
very fancy clothes.
Yeah. Well, clean clothes for some of you. not
We
necessarily
gain
fancy.
5% extra XP.
10 for those who clean themselves. Yeah.
An extra.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. The way I understand it is your stamina increases, or is that just Red Dead Redemption 2?
No,
Oh,
we're
is that-
talking 2 different games. We're talking Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the bathhouse games.
Oh,
Bathhouse Simulator.
wow, we're talking three different games with bathhouses in it. We got too many layers.
Referenceception.
Yeah, it's so deep. Okay. So, you were given directions to where this inn was,
Mhm.
Isaac. So from those, you are able to find this inn, which. Get this down. I'm setting notes.
Carry the 1.
Carry the one. Let's see. No,
I need you to
I'm
roll
just
initiative.
because I had to check because there are 3 inns in the city.
Yeah, and we've been
and
to
you've
all of them now.
Well, yeah, because you went to the Brass Wand, which is in the docks area, and then you have
Mhm.
the Jester and Flask in the shanty area, and now this one, which is the Wolf's Howl. So you go to the North Hill district, which is just to the south of in your handout. You can see just to the south of like the city's citadel area, like the castle that's on a small hill. And this is called North Hill. It's the more affluent area of town. You haven't really been here too much. You've passed through a few times where some of the more government buildings are, like the Reeves office, etc. But it's also where a lot of craftsmen and some of the more high-end shops are located. So most of the buildings here are made of stone as opposed to the wood timbers that you see in the rest of the city, with dwarvish architecture, so very harsh lines, squared off, that kind of stuff. But you find the Wolf's Howl nestled in between 2 large stone buildings. And it's a half timbered building, standing out a little bit from the rest of the structures here. but it is large compared to the inns you've been to in town, with a nice black tile roof and some large windows in the front. But it's got a stylized wolf howling at 3 moons, kind of like a crescent 3 moons for the 3 moons that are in the sky every night.
Oh yeah, those.
Yeah, those. I'm just making it apparent because I remember in Critical Role, none of the people who had been playing in the Critical Role campaign recalled that there were 2 moons in the sky until the start of the 2nd season after 5 years. They were going like, wait, there are 2 moons in the sky? And I saw Matt Mercer die a little whenever he had just go, yeah, that's been a thing. So, but yes, there is a nice inn there that looks to be much better kept than the ones you've been in previously. So you enter, and on the inside, it's like a mosaic tiled floor on the ground. Like it's not timbers. Like it is the individual tiles put there. Doesn't seem to be like any like pictures, but it's got like swirl designs and kind of floral stuff. It looks nice. It's definitely expensive. But around that you see a somewhat bustling atmosphere, much more affluent. Like you see people here that look like they own land, kind of people. Like they've got very expensive clothing. They're eating like kind of meals, and they've got some very nice liquor that they're drinking. Low kind of business dinner or business luncheon kind of atmosphere, if we were gonna place it on anything.
Lawyers and everything.
Yeah, lawyers and everything. That is something. That okay. So yeah, you've got. But you've when you enter, you see. Let's see here. Other than that, you see an innkeeper behind the bar. Looks to be like a buff male dwarf, like very, very muscled. And he's actually not buff. That was the wrong one. I was reading. That's for the Jester and Flask. Hold on, let me cover that up. You see an overweight male human. There we go. That's what I was supposed to say. An overweight male. So you see, I was going like that didn't sound right. He's definitely not like obese, but he's getting close. Just kind of sitting behind the bar. He's talking with a woman that you recognize, Midge, which would be the woman that
Kalina?
Kalina, yes. She seems to be not as distraught as when you talked to her previously. But she is she's a somewhat worried look on her face, but she's just talking low with this barkeep that's there.
I will approach the lady and introduce, also say hello, and then introduce the rest of the party because she hasn't met them before.
Guess not. No. All right. When you approach, she recognizes you, and she like perks up immediately and pays you complete attention, abandoning her conversation, because and listens while you introduce. And goes, is there any word about the mine? What happened?
There is, and you're right to be worried, but everything is okay now. When we went to investigate, something was very off, and it seems that the men of the mine were under some sort of spell, but the spell is broken, and they will all be returning home. Well, almost all will be returning home. Unfortunately, the foreman of the site lost his life. That was. I keep wanting to say Duran because of our earlier conversation. Degar, the foreman Degar did lose his life, but yes, I don't know how much information I'm allowed to go into, but something was uncovered deep in the mine, and I think the miners may have
She waves you off when you start talking about it. I don't care. As long as the workers will come home, I don't care. It doesn't matter at the point. But thank you for helping. Thank all of you. And she looks to all of you. I'm sorry. Where are my manners? This is Weistrano. He's the owner of the Wolf's Howl. His brother works in the mine. He kind of bows his head and it's right. I'm glad that you found what was going on. And I suppose you were promised a payment for going out there and risking whatever you risk, and getting this resolved. And Kalina nods her head. All of the family were able to pool together what we had, and she gestures for Weistrano to go behind the barn. You see him pick up and pull out a fairly sizable leather pouch and put it on the table. That's 90 gold pieces we were able to get together for this, and even because we know it's not a lot for adventurers like yourselves. Since I own the land, since I own the tavern here, I'm providing you with a lifetime pass, as it were, for this establishment. You know, if you ever need it, you can have at least one room, and you won't be charged for using. And
Cool.
discount on if you need any others, if they're available.
Three room, very hospitable. I think that is very kindly appreciated. Thank you.
We are just glad we could be of service.
I'm glad you could help. Do you have any idea when the workers will be coming in from the mine?
I believe a lot of them were, although not directly injured by whatever was going on, because of the effects of the spell, they were working constantly for the amount of time that they were missing. So a lot of them have injuries related to that, and I believe the miners are all trying to get that sorted, and then they will be returning.
All right. Good to hear that they'll be able to come home. Thank you. If you don't mind, me and Kalina will get together. We'll be getting together the rest of the families and letting them know the family are safe.
That would be wise. Myself, I am going to go report the matter to the Reeve, because they may want to know about said attacks.
Understood. If any of you, he gestures to the rest of the party, if any of you would like a drink or a meal, just ask. It's free for today. Whatever you want.
Very much appreciated.
And
I'll come back for a meal, I think, but I want to go talk to the Reeve.
all right. So what are you all doing then?
I'm going to go to the reef as well.
I think the whole team's going to go to the reef.
So everybody's going to go to the Reeve. Report.
Well, I guess I have got for the bus. Where the bus goes, I go.
Right, we need to have a conversation.
No,
about that.
no, I actually want to have my horse taken care of. Are those services available? I want my horse to be given some treatment. We've been on the road for a while. I want to make sure that the shoes are all right, things like that. You know.
We're still in the period that you've paid for
Yeah.
at the stable.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is, I want to
Weistrano.
make sure.
Yeah, Weistrano props up whenever you indicate that you want to get your horse looked at. There's a stable about a block north of here. I know the the guard captain gets his steed taken care of there. So it's a fairly good place. It's better than the stable on the north side of the shanties. So if you're looking for something nice for it.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure she will appreciate the services.
He gives you directions, so you know where it is. It's not too far away. Uh, so if that's so you're going to go get your horse taken care of, and then the rest
Yeah.
of you are going to
Yeah.
go ahead and go report to the reeve. So for the horse, it's they're charging 5 silver. For just to work up, they'll check they'll check her shoes. Give her a nice brush and just kind of put her in one of the stables. They charge daily.
Okay.
It's 5 silver for the night. But you can tell it's a lot better. This place is well taken care of. There's a bit more room in every stable. Like it's nice. It's nice compared to the cramped place that you were keeping her before.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pay for two nights. I don't know how long we're gonna be in town, so just to be on the sure side, I'll pay for 2 nights with the caveat, if they'll accept it, that if I don't use the second night, can I use it later if I come back again?
It's kind of like a really old, tall dwarf actually. So he's a bit taller, but he kind of brushes his long beard and. Oh, if you pay for 2 nights now and you don't use it, you look like a nice man. Roll a persuasion check.
19.
Nice.
I'll let you refund the night that if you don't use it.
Yeah, I can accept that, but
I don't usually do that, but you look like a nice person. And,
yeah,
I've heard your group has been around here. He seems to recognize there's some word going around about your group in town.
I appreciate that, but obviously I understand this inconvenience. So here, have this extra silver, just as a show of appreciation. Just maybe give extra apple for horse.
Props up immediately, and you see like a twinkle in his eyes. You give him that. It's essentially just a tip for him, a direct.
Yeah.
I'll take good care of her, and he takes and leads her in. So yeah, you think she's gonna be all right. I think he's gonna be all right. So you spent a gold and 1 silver, but you do have the option of refunding that 5 silver if you don't use it. So
Yeah.
So just make sure you remember that, because I might not. But yeah, you did do that. So while that's going on, the rest of the party, and you know where the reeve is, Ustenia. So if you start heading towards there, you can kind of you might be able to catch up by the time they get there. What do you want to do? Because it doesn't take you long to do this. You could catch up with the group on foot if you wanted to.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Okay, so all of you get to the Reeves location, which is actually much it's in this district of town. So you get close to where the Reeves office is. It's a 2-story building, but there's that little side entrance to the office area, and you head up there. And when you enter, I actually don't think any of you have actually met the Reeve. You've been talking through.
We've met the
secretary. Yeah, the secretary. So when you actually enter, you see the secretary talking with a very old and frail dwarvish man. Like most dwarves, they're short, but they're stocky. There's a lot of muscle. It's a lot of muscle for the shortness. So they weigh about as much as a normal person. But they're shorter. It's like much more dense. But this person is definitely getting on the venerable side of age. Like a lot of mass has gotten away, and you can see like some of that muscular structure is revealing some of the bones underneath. And
you worry about him on a windy day, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, look at that. But it's also, oddly enough, he's got a trimmed beard. Like most dwarves, very long beard. They keep nice decorations on it, but this one's trimmed. Very, in this case, it's shaven midway down the chin, like midway down to the chin, and then grown out. So it's like a nice long streak of white. Everything's white on him. He's talking in a very low voice, and his hand shakes a lot to the secretary when you enter. And when you enter, she waits for him to finish. And can I help? Can I help you? I know of you. You're the nice gentleman. Well, all of you are the nice gentleman that helped the city and with the goblin problem up north, right?
Indeed. We bring a report of an incident that's taken place at the mining complex just north of town.
The Deep Helm. That's the name of the mine, the Deep Helm mine.
I believe so.
What? You have notes.
I never got the name. It was Brundell has the name. So.
It's true. What report?
We might want to talk about this in private.
He looks over towards the old man. He's been listening and goes, I think the Reeve has a right to know what's going on in his city.
I was directing that at the Reeve.
She's sitting there. They seem to be confusedly looking at you.
Never mind. Well, it seems that as far as we can ascertain, the miners of the mine had dug a little bit too deeply and managed to somehow come into contact with creatures from the Underdark. And as of the last 2 weeks, they've been under their influence magically. We have managed to undo the effects and clear out the creatures that were there, but we were possibly wondering maybe that some extra guards might be posted up there for the meantime until whatever entrances to the Underdark that have been produced are secure, save for the lives of the men up there. Unfortunately, the foreman, Tagar, is no longer with us, and a few more were injured. But the creatures seem to have them working on digging something out, excavating, so to speak. And yes, we thought you would inform you. As you said, you have a right to know what's going on in your town.
So we had a report from the guard captain. A miner showed up last night, early in the morning, saying similar. We were just discussing that. We thank you for informing us. It's good to know there's a group such as yourselves devoted to helping Fall Harbor and helping it. He's every time he speaks, by the way, it's an effort. He's like shaking everything. This doesn't seem like he's in the best of health, but he's thank you.
Yeah. You're most welcome. Yes. Do you know of anyone in the area that speaks Undercommon?
Undercommon. He looks over towards his assistant. I'm not sure, but none of the it may be at the temple, but other than that, we don't have a large population. We don't have a lot of learned individuals or scholars in Fall Harbor. We're more of a trading town. And, as she's speaking, he's nodding. It's like he's just like catching his breath while she speaks.
Okay, so the assistant is more of the Reeve than the Reeve these days, right? I've kind of gotten onto this situation a bit more. That's very well. It's just something we found down there, and we would like translated. It seems to be notes on what was being excavated by the creatures. It's fine.
I remember in my day, we used to have a scholar inside of the market district. He was a tall elf that, when he starts going off into like a lower voice, you can barely hear him. Just you'd have better chances at Gorgon or Vildur. Gorgon or Vildur would have maybe one of the guild halls might have something, or one of the temples there. You might be able to find something. And another thing, I what was I here for again? We thank you for your help. Don't worry about if you need anything,
okay.
or if you need anything, just don't feel free to come back. I need you to sign this. Orden, I need you to sign this. Thank you. And he's like taking a quill and he's just
Likewise.
It's just a squiggle, like from Lord of the Rings. Two tails, it's just like a squiggle.
I'm just,
Funny thing, you haven't seen his eyes. Like they're all just squinted like that.
They haven't seen mine either.
Some poor person's about to get evicted from their home for something, and it's like, wait a minute, I didn't hear about this. Oh yes, but it was Simon the Reeve. When? This morning.
It's theater in episode.
Yeah, essentially. But yeah, that's
Likewise, if you ever have need of us again, do not hesitate to try and make contact.
She's going through and letting him sign things, and she's giving him papers. Thank you. We will if we need it. And no, this line. Thank you. Yes. That line.
And we take our leave in that weird situation.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the job board as we leave.
Nothing new. When you look at it, like a lot of it's very menial things, like need dock workers on dock 3. We need to unload X ship, or there's one there that's for the would you like to help Fall Harbor keep itself clean from criminal scum? Join the local guard. Things like that. There's no adventure jobs that seem to be there. Something that you would be interested in. It's a lot of stuff around town.
Okay.
Do you want me to look at that ring, Isaac?
Yeah, we could. You can take a look at that ring, and I'm gonna say we go back to the tavern and pick up that free meal, and then do any shopping we want to do, and then maybe start heading out to Gorgon if you guys are okay with that.
As soon as I get my part of that cash.
You've already got it. 18 gold.
Yeah, that was in the chat. It was 18 gold.
Didn't say that.
Split 18.
Yeah, sorry. I'm way ahead of you. I'm organized, man. I'm organized.
I just want to say I want my money, okay?
We still need to have
Where's
this
my money?
conversation about what our goals as an organization.
As an organization that is yet to be named.
Well, that's part. That's one of the names on the list.
So are you casting Identify?
I'm gonna do it. It's a ritual. I'm gonna do it when we get back to the tavern.
Okay, because I think that what does that take 10 minutes to do it as a
Yeah.
as a ritual? Okay.
Yeah.
So and you do know that you have a pearl now. That and it's not consumed upon casting. Just by
Right.
the way.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a constant thing. So you all head back to the Wolf's Howl, enter in there, and when you enter in, you order your food and drink, and what's available is a stewed sausage and dried mushrooms with a tankard of cider.
If we go to the cider, I'll have a water.
Yeah. Steamed bear with cinnamon and artichoke, and a glass of rum. Roasted goose with saffron and curd cheese, glass of cider. Boiled egg and dried leek and a tankard of stout. And stewed cod, barley bread, and a tankard of beer.
So any of those?
Yeah, any of those?
I
You're
think
gonna
I'll
try
take
the bear.
I'm gonna take the goose. I think.
I think I'm gonna go for the cod.
I'm going for the cod.
Alright, so any of you that had the cod...
Roll to
actually,
see who gets food poisoning.
You don't need any of that. You're getting it for free. And the drinks are free as well, part of that. So you get that, and while you're eating, if you want to cast... So you wanted to cast the Identify on the ring.
Yeah.
So that is R1, so you... should be, if I edit this, I
Either
should-
please be a ring of spell storing or a ring of protection. Either one will be
Arwan, there should
fantastic.
be a new folder in your journal called magic items.
Yep.
Uh,
We didn't have anything else magical that we found, right?
No.
Other than my aim, no.
Bringing the Legolas into that.
Right. So this is a ring of disguise self.
So are you just
Ah.
gonna tell everybody what it is? Because I'll put it in everybody's journal. Just so
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's.
I wanted to announce it to the group first. I didn't want them
Okay.
to know before I.
True. Yes.
While
you
wearing
now
this
have-
ring, you can use an action to cast the disguise self spell from it at will. The spell ends if the ring is removed. 3 charges, recharges 1d3 per stun.
per
Is that
day.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Decent. So we've got unlimited use disguise.
Yeah.
And it, as I said before, it looks like just a band of simple, like silverish, dull metal with a this actually, now that you know, looks to be undercommon. You can't read it, but it has undercommon written on it around the exterior.
Wow.
One wing to rule them all.
I've already
So-
made that joke.
So we have a couple of options here because we could sell it to buy a different magical item that could benefit the group more, or we have to decide who would benefit from it.
Well, it's not a attunement, is it?
No, it would say if it was. It's, you
Yeah,
just
we
put
would.
it on,
It
and
doesn't
it's,
have to be attuned, so any of us can use it at any time, and it might just be one of those things of we quickly need to send someone in who knows
Yeah.
so and so language.
It's a hell
Good
of a
point.
useful utility item. I don't think we want to get rid of it.
That's
No.
a good.
Well,
one.
I'm not saying
Keep
we
that in your
want to.
pocket.
I'm just saying it's an option.
It is an option, yeah. But I
Yeah.
think
What we needed to decide what this group needs, like what equipment we need as.
What do we need from life?
We also need a name. God damn it!
We've all got to sit in a room with a therapist at this point.
I'm getting tired of having to write down
what do you
everyone's name.
need?
It'd be so much easier if I could just put a group name in a song instead of everyone's name individually.
It will come. Like it
And-
took nearly a year in Ben's campaign where I was with for us to finally come up with the bear hussars, and that was because we very genuinely rode bears into battle.
I want to get a bear for for my horse.
We combined summoning bears with control animals, and yes, we had mounted bear cavalry, so we became the bear hussars. That was a year into that campaign, so it can take some time.
No, I know it's gonna take time. It was
No,
all
you
in
can't.
character, okay? Calm down. It was in character.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Out of character, I now want to ride a bear in Red Dead Redemption 2.
I would like to ride a bear in real life if we're
We
talking
had
about
animals.
characters. Fucking- I just want a hunk of bear, to be fair. One that's tamed, not just gonna walk out into a forest. And...
Come here, big fat.
Is-
Yay.
Is there a magical item shot in the?
There was none.
Yeah, there was a place that
Brunhelm,
Para went to.
Yeah, Brunhelm informs you when you ask. Yes, there is one called Aaron's Oddities and Antiques that has some magic stuff in it, along with a lot of other things.
It could be useful for me to possibly like sell my longsword and my maybe and pick up a spear instead. Or my
Yeah, we. That's what I was wondering. Is like, what could we each use? Like,
well, I
now
can't
that we
exactly use
worked
them, but
to-
if I do that thing that I did recently that you guys saw that I'm not going to say out loud in public,
right.
a reach weapon might be good. Maybe a glaive. Just you know,
Interesting.
Okay.
but then again,
I mean,
personally, I think if we need to pick anything up, it might just need to be health potions. I think we're pretty set forward for just a standard travel up to a major city.
Oh yeah. So we're going up to Gorgon. Is that
If unless anyone has another idea.
No, Gorgon works.
what was in Gorgon again?
Well, there's a possible translator for this thing that we found for the ziggurat, and also there might be a Temple of Palor.
Right. That's okay.
So my preference would be to go to one of the major cities. Plus, we've only just arrived in the Dwarven Freehold, so I'd quite like to see some more of it.
Oh, agreed. Definitely. You know what? Do you remember that elf that was on the boat with?
Not
That
that.
elven lady, yes.
I think she was going to go to school in Gorgon.
Ah,
I think we should go
the
to-
arcane arts.
I think we should go to Vilda instead.
Yeah, maybe we should.
No, let's go to Gorgon. I like the idea of going to Gorgon.
No, Vilda, it's much better. Better mead.
Okay. If anyone in chat knows, or anyone listening to the podcast, at the moment I'm kind of basing Palor's religion as Catholicism. If I'm wrong there, just kind of go with something different. So what's my view on like abstinence and chastity? It's like I don't quite know as a character here.
Palor.
Just life, like it.
I think there could be, even within Catholicism, there's multiple interpretations. of
Exactly,
things.
but like
So-
it is-
It is what you probably what you think of it, and based around whatever.
See, the thing
tidbits
about
of lore there is.
religion the thing about religion in this setting is that it's polytheistic by nature.
Yeah.
And everything. So there's not like there are things like there's moral absolutes. Like I mean, Palor is neutral good. So there's no real there's no real. It's not like a Bible.
Yeah.
That's put out by there. There's no
is-
moral
there is
absolutes.
Palorian
There is Palorian text, but there's no like thing that stipulates like thou shalt not take one god before the other or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, it does not
look-
exist
Okay,
in this world.
Okay, I
Things are
think-
more
yeah,
loosey goosey.
Yeah,
I mean, there are things like if you're Palor, it's probably not a good idea. If you believe in Palor, it's probably not a good idea for you to be a necromancer or something like that. Or to kill somebody in cold blood.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand that Roman Catholicism and Orthodox Christianity, like Christianity especially, is this weird amalgamation of Hebrew and Roman traditions.
Yeah.
And is actually quite unique in the religious world, because even within Judaism, and people can marry and things like that. There's different interpretations of celibacy within Buddhism and stuff like that. So I would say play it how you feel
Okay.
allows you to play it best.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to make a comment on that. My character was raised by monks. I'm gonna avoid the battle.
Just because they're monks doesn't mean they have to be specifically Christian monks in like the Middle Ages, or they're not allowed to talk or
Yeah.
see a woman.
there was female members.
Ignoring the fact that monks generally were the greatest patrons of the local
the brothels.
local houses.
It's true. That's true. I'm talking about on paper.
On paper.
Yeah.
The bookbinder's fees.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes, my vote would be to go to Gorgon, and hey, if it's a bigger hold, there might be bigger missions, so to speak. We might find a better purpose there rather than sitting in a small harbor town. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but
I miss the open road and the open plain, so I'm okay with this.
Where is Gorgon?
Gorgon is to the
across the
east
bay.
of Fall Harbor, across the Bay of Gold.
Is it now?
always
yeah.
believe in your soul. you've got the power to know. I'm going to ask the barkeeper how long travel is it to Sleet Hall?
Sleet Hall. I can't remember his voice. Sleet Hall. 2-3 days, maybe. Depends on how hard you go at it.
So arguably, we need at least 3 days supply, and maybe for those of us that don't have a steed, maybe
There's
we
a
should look into
fishing
getting...
village about midway. Don't think it has an inn, but it's there. I'm not even sure what it's called, but it's a small fishing village. Midway up there, if you need to stay somewhere, or if it's gets rainy or too bad on the roads. That's about all I could really say. There's also a small garrison to the west, but you'd be going away from Sleet Hall at that point. It's about that is about 2 days. I know that garrison's about 2 days out.
So yes, I turn to the party and say maybe we should look for extra horses.
That would be a good idea. I
That's a
take
good
care
idea.
of my horse. It take care of me. We are companions.
Oh,
Not in that
Right.
way.
no.
Hey, we're not here to presume your culture. It's
No, that's not what I was doing.
No,
I was,
no, not at
I
I
all.
just remembered I have to have a conversation with you that I'm dreading.
What's that? You want to ride on the horse on the back?
No. Ustenia, we've been doing well, and I don't see you as purely an employee anymore. So,
he's asking you
If-
out on a date.
Yeah.
no.
Let
I'm
him go.
saying instead of being an employee, you're more like a partner with the rest of us. Since seems like we can take care of ourselves pretty well. Like,
Ostinia puts her finger up and says,
uh-oh.
"Does this mean you don't want to pay wage anymore?" He's a bit savvy, I will say. He's not stupid. He's savvy.
I'm not. No, I feel like we're doing well enough that with our
Side
doing
businesses.
things that you're getting paid more than if I was paying.
This is true. This is true. I suppose, but one condition.
Uh-huh.
I am no longer beholden to your instructions.
That's
I am
what I'm
free
getting.
to do
at.
what I like.
Yep. Nope. That's what I was getting.
Okay, then that is fine. The business relationship over. I no longer guard. I continue journeying with you because, money that I can take back home.
And the sense of adventure.
I do like riding on the new skies.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to go find another set of bagpipes since I don't think I'm gonna find mine.
I really want you to just wander around town and see them like up a tree or something.
First a horse.
First of all,
yeah. Does anyone need to do any shopping or anything around town?
I think I'm about ready. I've got rations and everything.
I mean,
By the way,
I have.
Rivallon, you have been keeping track of your arrows usage, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure because I wanted to make sure about that.
I mean, are we gonna go find horses, Isaac?
We can do. I would quite like to just take a day to look around the town. It seems like something's going on. They seem to be preparing for a festival or something. I say we set out tomorrow. We use our free room for the night, if that's okay, turning to the landlord. And we set off tomorrow. Slam dunk.
What is going on? I'm gonna ask the bartender what all the hubbub.
Oh, it's the fifth festival.
The what?
You're not
Of
from
course
around
it
here.
is. Of
Got
course
it.
it is. Yeah.
You're not from around here. Got it. He seems somewhat embarrassed. Right. Every other month, the temple puts on a festival in the market square.
Right.
It's themed on what time of the season it is. Since it's 5 seasons, it's the 5th. It's the 5th festival of the 5th.
Right.
5 seasons.
Right.
Not helping
maybe
here.
And it's themed around that. So this is the, if I recall correctly, I think this is Thades. 7, 6.
So maybe we leave the day after the festival.
It's 2-day festival. It's a 2-day long festival. Starts on Stunslag and Ilmslag is when it happens.
So
We could leave after the festival if it would be good for the bard to make.
It's a summer festival. There we go. It's a summer festival. So.
I wasn't even thinking about making money. That's a good point.
It's summer festival.
Oh.
If you know how to sing or perform, I know they always some of the stalls hire people to get people in there. There's some games here and there for the kids, for the little ones, and a lot of the market stalls that are set up that have people from out of town, the different boats, etc. Merchants that come in, they're kind of shooed out for the 2 days, and the locals go in and they sell their wares, and there's nice food served, all those things. It's very seasonal, very nice actually.
Do you have rooms available that would last us until the festival is over?
Oh, yeah. It's not a big thing around here. It's more of a town thing. Nobody comes for the festival, unfortunately. But we've got plenty of rooms. You can have one for yourselves, or if you want to split it amongst yourselves, I can still offer the discount. Don't know why I went into this accent. He had a different accent. I can't.
Yes, he
remember
did.
what it was.
But don't worry about
He
it.
did, but just go with the
Settling it is what it is. I got it.
going almost West Country. It's
Here you go.
I think that happened when you said the word cider earlier.
It's cider, yes.
Do we think it's worth staying for me to try and make some money, or should we just?
Personally, I think my character would quite like to experience a local festival, and just like observe things. Like one of the reasons he traveled was to, be a bit more learned about the world. So that's, I think, as well as do what he's been sent to do, which hasn't been told to him yet. So it can't hurt to take a couple of days respite. All we've done since we got here was work as well.
Well, some of us had a fun night.
That you did, but you did work either side of that. And
Okay.
I don't know what you mean. I had a lovely morning stroll.
Oh boy.
All right. I guess I'm gonna go find a horse trader. Go see if I can't find myself.
And given the fact that it looks like we're staying, I will go and put my horse in the stable so it can be rested and things for our journey.
Okay,
I know good stable to recommend, They seem really good.
Lead the way, my friend.
I'll take him to the same stable I parked up in.
All right. Yeah, you go there. They offer you the same thing. So it's 5 silver a night for your horse there.
Okay. I've
Or
got.
you could go to the cheaper one that you've been keeping your horse in, that you've already got space paid
Nah,
for.
I'm going to look after my horse because we're going on a long journey.
Yeah, very important.
So, if I remember rightly, 1 gold is 10 silver.
Yeah, so 1 gold to get you 2 nights.
Right, okay.
Essentially.
I will pay the 1 gold then.
Are we gonna stay the entire festival, or just the first day, leave on the second day of the festival?
No, you wanted to say the whole thing.
I said the whole thing because I think that takes us to a
No,
new
it's a
week.
weekend.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weekend. So take us to a new week. Set off on the new week. Begin our adventure. Experience what we can experience. Get
Okay.
some local
Work one
culture
day.
in.
Work
I'm
one
just
day,
slowly
have money
right.
next.
Or you could work in the days, have fun at the night, either whatever's your character's fancy.
Justinia, shall we go and sample some of the finest ales in this town?
I'd quite like that, yes.
We're going to get plastered for the next 2 days. See you later.
Yes.
Isaac, you want to go find a horse?
Let's see if we can find some horses.
Okay.
Well, more of a pony.
So those two are going out and doing their pub crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isaac and Arwan, you actually do. There are two horse traders, or two places that are selling horses in the town. There's one that's very snooty kind of area, you would say. Like, it's very fancy, a lot of really nice breeds up there. They don't have prices listed. Is how snooty it is. Like it's one of those places, like, if you have to ask, probably too expensive for you, kind of thing. And you're also informed of another one that's a bit more out of the way, not in the North Hill district, kind of near the outskirts of town on the west side. But it's like a big corral, and they have horses out there, various different breeds. They look well enough. They don't look like they're ratty or anything like that. It's not like diseased or anything. But they are there, and they have like general rates for the horses listed, and they're what are listed in the player's handbook, plus 10%. So if it's so if it's if you get like a pony, then it's 30 gold. So normally 30 gold pieces, but you're adding 10%
33.
on top.
So for a riding horse, it would be all of the gold I have.
Yeah, for a riding horse. But a riding horse is a very
I'm a very big
well-bred.
human.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's a well-bred horse because it's meant to go there. You can ride a draft horse. It's just not meant to it's not fast, and it's more endurance based. It can carry a bit more, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Isaac, I just realized a flaw in this plan. How the hell am I supposed to get up?
You get a
Standing
pony.
next to one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pony.
Yeah.
it still stands way over me. I can't get my leg into the stirrup to.
How tall are you?
As
Do
an
you,
out,
excuse me, sir. Do you have a saddle for I was about to say hobbit, halfling accessibility?
I think I do. Probably.
Clearly
It's
they
not
have a specialized
It's
half.
not common, but I could.
Right, okay. Just to clarify, how tall is a halfling? It's about child size, right?
I'm 3 foot 2 inches.
I rode ponies quite happily and comfortably when I was probably that height from a fairly young age. There would
Wait.
not be an issue with you getting a
Wait, no,
pony and
right.
riding it, just no problem.
Wait, right. But I'd have to have someone lift me up to the stirrups to get my feet.
I think the issue for me, no, seriously, there's someone who did it because my aunt rears horses. The issue with getting on a pony was not the height; it was the fact that I was so young that I had no concept of how to climb into a saddle. But you have strength; you're an adult, and it's not like when you get onto a horse as a normal-sized human being or a normal-sized horse that it's at fucking waist height. You know. You have to climb up regardless, so it would be fine. I don't think there would be a change. I think
it's common enough you'd be fine.
yeah.
Okay.
It's common enough you would be fine. Just as an out, they also sell carts and carriages and the various other like vehicles, you know, to be hitched to a horse if you need them.
Would we be interested in a communal cart just for the whole party?
I mean, do we really have any need for a cart?
Has anyone seen the Robin Hood film that Russell Crowe did?
No.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not great, but do you remember Friar Tuck in that just turning up in the car? I've just got an envisionment of my character becoming that, so I don't particularly want a cart.
Right, Isaac.
Just go, have you met my bees? Anyway. I would like, therefore, a...
Is it 10% to all the prices?
Yeah.
For the horses, carts and stuff like that, not. And
So,
then
like,
you have
the tack and harnesses
the-
and-
yeah, those are at normal price because those are the what you're getting from this is that the reason they're more expensive is because horses aren't necessarily as common in the freeholds. It's it's a bit colder. They're not as common, but they get enough of them they're getting most of them through the harbor trade that they're getting. So that's what they seem to be because a lot of these don't seem native.
Yeah.
Crimson, my chat would like you to get the halfling chariot.
Oh, actually, Crimson, you could always get a mastiff.
Yeah, there are riding dogs for
Riding
Dogs, I forgot about that.
Riding dogs, people. Riding dogs.
battle riding.
I just want to say because I remember this, and it's something I wish I have been able to do is in Pathfinder. There's a class called the Cavalier. It's an
No,
actual
that's
class.
in. They came in. No,
No, it's a subclass. Yeah, but it's a subclass. Yeah. I'm saying there's an actual class based around it in Pathfinder with rules that were made top down for it. But Cavalier class, and you could be a halfling Cavalier that rode a war dog. And it was
So mini war
amazing.
rider.
Okay,
But
so now I need to
thing
find
is,
a dog breeder.
the good thing about a mastiff and riding a mastiff would be, unlike the rest of us who have to dismount to go into caves, you don't.
No.
That's
No, you
true.
mounted.
That's why, like, originally one of my character ideas, other than Isaac, was my Cavalier class gnome, who was gonna be riding a war dog.
All right. Is there any mastiffs here, or do I have to find a dog breeder?
Oh.
That one's a thing. Give me a sec. You inquire, and the individual who runs the corral. Mastiff. I think you might be able to find one on the northern side of town. There's somebody. I think there's somebody up there. He caters to your kind and their requirements.
Ooh.
Racist.
Okay. How would I get there from?
It gives you the directions. It's on the northern side of town, so it's a bit of a walk, but you know where it's generally at. You can't miss it, and you can't miss hearing it either.
All right. Thanks. Meet you there, Isaac.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up a draft horse then, and the saddles and packs and everything I need.
So you get the tack and stuff, so you pay what you.
Yeah, I'd quite like saddlebags and stuff as well. So yeah.
Okay. So you pick that up. That's all available. Everything but the horse is at list price.
Okay.
Oh, and Rival, I'm
yeah,
sorry, but I don't
10%
have
more for
enough
the-
money to buy a cherry.
Oh,
You
I
guys
was
aren't necessarily flush with cash. That's the thing.
We're pretty
was-
poor.
I
as
was
adventurers
just
go.
bringing
No, I
across
understand.
my
I
chats.
just informing your chat, I don't have enough money
There you go, guys. I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
tried. We tried.
yet. Keep it in the back of your mind when we.
But yeah, if I ever get a chance to play Pathfinder again, Pathfinder First Edition, and I get a chance, I'm going to be playing a Halfling Cavalier who's a Frenchman, a French knight, essentially.
All right.
who
I'm
is
just gonna head
riding
to
a
that.
Great Dane into battle with a lance, because that is a thing.
Yeah, no, my gnome cavalier for 5e was based off like American Civil War era, so it was a Southman cavalryman.
Oh dear.
Jedediah Clanchard. Just go.
His name's William Dinkit, and
The 3rd Virginia Confederate Volunteers.
If I was gonna make a Cavalier, I'd just base it off John Wayne. Like,
Oh god.
You know, he'd have to be a half-orc. I don't know why, but if you had to do a John Wayne accent, I think it would go great with a half-orc. But that might just be
Probably.
because of Critical Role and Travis's character being the southern accent, Texas. But okay, so you find an area. You find the dog kind of corral area. It's not as big. It's pretty small, but you hear it from a while. So you just like barking. Like dogs barking and stuff from this kind of higher fence area. But there's a little gnome who's in the like entrance to the area, and he seems to be working on some like leathers, which looks to be maybe a dog saddle that he's working on. He's got like a nice leather needle and thread, and he's sewing up something. When you come in, he gets it to a point, and he looks like, "Hey, can I help you?"
Yeah, I'm sort of looking for a mount, and I was directed over here because of my immense.
Right. Don't worry. We deal with this all the time. What are you specifically looking at? You looking at something that can haul things for riding long distances, or are you thinking?
Yeah, please.
Riding
you
long
thinking long distance? Okay, we have one or two that you might like. Do you have a preference for color or temperament?
No, not really.
Okay. What's your budget?
Um, including saddles and stuff. Tack, saddle, that kind.
No, just for the mount itself. What's your budget?
Maybe 80 to 100.
80 to 100 gold. Well, you definitely can afford either of them. We got a nice mastiff. Nice, big, broad, very strong. It's got a nice endurance and good teeth, and a fine temperament. He's for 30 gold pieces. I'd be willing to trade for him. And then we got another one. He's much taller. He's a bit of a mutt, but a little cheaper. But he's a feisty one. So if you like spirit, you could go with him.
I'll take the good-tempered mask.
Okay, good tempered mastiff. Okay, that's Barry. Let's go get him.
His name's Barry.
His name's Barry. I was trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
Barry the Mastiff.
It was a toss-up between Barry and Duke.
And Duke? Oh, damn
Yeah,
it.
and Duke. That was the one that had spirit.
Hang on. So, Chris probably would have chosen on names, so you didn't have to give all the fucking.
would have.
Just some
He
good
goes-
old boy.
Boy. He goes out back and he hears barking as he goes probably by a whole line of kennels probably, and just but after a few minutes barking dies down, and he brings around a full blood mastiff, riding mastiff. You've seen them before from your various your time around your own people. It definitely looks like he could take you in terms of weight and everything, and he seems well behaved. As soon as like he's not even being led by a leash or any type of thing. He just walks next to this the owner of this area and sits down next to him. Yeah, that's Barry. He's a good one. Do you need saddle, tack, all that?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, I can get you what you need. It's gonna cost you a little bit though. There's not a huge business for this around here, unfortunately.
I understand.
Right. And he offers you essentially it's instead of the 10%, it's a 20% increase on the prices for what's available when it comes to tack harness, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And he offers the mastiff again for 30 gold pieces. So
Right. Okay.
so do you get whatever you want that you can afford. Again, 20% increase on price. But then you essentially he has everything there available for you. So if you need saddle, if you need bags, barring, all that kind of stuff. But it comes out and it's well made. It seems to be handmade. None of it's like maybe from what you can see from what he was doing previously. He seems to cut and sew all this and put everything together by hand. But it comes out. It's very nice, and Barry's outfitted with what he needs after a little while, and you now have an outfitted riding mastiff that seems to be well behaved and take a liking to you. It seems as soon as the saddle goes on, he's not goes for. It's like when a service dog puts on their vest, like that they're working.
They get
So-
serious, yeah.
Yeah, they're working. So that's kind of seems to be the training that's been drilled into him at this point.
Is there any on my I obviously go to meet with Crimson, but is there any tailors in town that would do me like a half barding at all?
Oh, getting real fancy.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
okay.
like
I had some fancy work. I
just
think
not like obviously
I
not
think the
kind of
corral
hating
in the
people.
North Hill district does a little bit of that. I think they do it in house. You could find some of the local tailors. They might be able to
Okay.
you might be able to pay some of them for it. It's not. They might charge you more though. It's just not their normal.
Okay, I'll
bit of
try
work.
I'll try the other place.
Right. Yeah. Just a question. What's the when's our break?
20 minutes,
About
right?
now.
It's
About 10 minutes ago.
No, it's been 10 minutes ago because we were finishing earlier, previously, but it's literally in about 5 minutes.
Ah, okay. I was checking. So while you guys are dealing with that and get all your purchases and stuff written down and everything, we go to Rivallon and Ustenia. So
We're
what
getting
is-
drunk.
what-
Sorry, just one question before you go.
Okay.
While I'm doing this, can I get barding from my horse here, or do I have to go somewhere?
Your dog.
Or my dog, sorry.
Your dog. It's not something I normally do. I could give you, but I do know someone who does it for me when I need it, and I could send you on the way towards them. They'll give you a decent deal if you have my name associated with it. And he writes down the name and the location of a local tailor who does that for it. So it take like the better part of a day to get everything done.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you
we've got a
could.
weekend.
Yeah, you could. It would be at basically list price in the book for barding on
There isn't
for a
one.
mastiff.
Yeah, it's just
the-
4 times
Yeah, it's 4 times the.
the
It's 4
level
times
of whatever's we choose from the armor before, right? So like you could get half plate and it'd just be 4 times at 4.
Yeah, so if you're just wanting like barding, like cloth bard, like decorative,
Yeah.
decorative, it probably cost you a mastiff, probably 2 gold pieces.
How about something a little bit more substantial that would actually give a little bit of
A little bit. Then you would actually use the way to computate it in the book.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'd be how you do that. And for you, Isaac, if you're gonna actually go and try and get the barding done, like half barding, are you actually getting armor, or are you just getting like decorative?
Just decorative for like under the saddle main body area. Just
So half
No.
barding, essentially.
Yeah.
For a horse, that'd be about 4 gold pieces.
exactly
For
what
that.
I've got left. Okay, cool.
There you go. So while that's all going on, Rivallon and Ustenia, you were just out like trying. You were just sampling the local brews.
Yeah, enjoying
Yeah.
the festivities.
Well, there is no festivities going on right now.
Oh no, we're
Yeah,
making
we'll
our
make
own.
You're making your own. Okay. You do get informed that there is an actual brewery in town that does offer like a tour of the area, and they do offer drinks.
Of the
the
vats.
area.
You get to see the inside of the vats.
So you're informed. It costs you a few silver pieces to go on the tour, and they just kind of take you around, and you get to sample some of the drink that they have available. Yeah, so you do so if you'd like. And are you just going to the local taverns and just drinking?
No, I'll try the brewery. And whilst I'm there, I'd like to sample some of the different things that are being brewed, and also try to introduce them. Dairy products are available in this tavern, right?
They're expensive. They're expensive because it's not a farming. This town's not a farming community per se. It's a coastal town, so a lot of stuff's imported. So there are some from some like outlying towns, but it's not really like it's not gonna. You can't find it in like a tavern or anything like that. Like you might be able to find it at like a grocer's, but it'd be expensive.
Okay.
Because they can't cool it, so it's like it is what it is. It's what you
Yeah.
got.
Well, if dairy products are available, even if it's on the slightly expensive side, I would like to introduce them to the wonders of fermented milk brews.
Okay. So
You
you go
know,
on this
so
little...
cross cultural exchange.
Right. Uh, so you go on this tour, and you go on this little tour, and it is what you'd expect it is. Like they go around, they go over some of the history of their little brewery. It's pretty small. You've seen bigger Ustenia from some of your travels and everything, and your prolific drinking that you've taken upon in different areas. Uh, but it's good enough. Like it's nothing bad. Like it's high quality from what you get. And when you get to the end of it, they offer you kind of samples of some of their various different brews that they offer. One second. Actually had something for this somewhere. It's somewhere around here. I might have tossed it out of here. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, so the little brewery is called the Golden Goblin Brewery. And they offer you a couple of different drinks, and one of them being their winter mead that they have special. We normally only brew it in the winter, but for all the tour people, we keep a little bit around for all of you. It's one of our popular ones, and it's nice. It's good. It's like when you taste it, it's a mead that has a very light taste to it, like but sweet, and with a hint of clove in it, in terms of taste. And then there's another, like there's some stout and bitters and stuff that you find, and like the stout has a bit of taste of 28 has a bit of a taste of like a weedy taste to it, but generally it's nice. You get a couple of glasses of that from what they give you, but it's a good couple hours you spend just kind of going around this little brewery and enjoying it, and it's a nice way to spend the afternoon between you two being there. But I think that's a good point from which we can
Yeah,
we can
that's
do a
a
break.
perfect time for the break. So we'll be back in a bit with the next half of the thing. Don't go anywhere. Get up the other images though. So that's... There you go. Seamless.
Seamless.
Okay, I'm muted on my stream. I should be at least. Yeah, and so are you guys. Cool. Right, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab some ice cream, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly get a fresh tinny.
I'm gonna use the restroom too.
Yeah. is you.
Don't even start on there.
I literally just walked past that advert being on the TV.
Oh God.
You know that one where
They've dug that track out of the grave again. So a bear coming out of hibernation.
Oh no, I ripped the fucking lid.
No.
Oh, Utari. If you're around because I know you said you're gone at the beginning, and I don't have an exact date yet, but if you're around when it happens in January, myself and Mordred are doing like a fan meet because he's celebrating his 10K in January.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go along, but it's gonna be in Croydon, so.
Oh, Croydon. Oh, okay.
So I thought, if you're free on the day it happens, just feel free to pop along for a drink.
Yeah. I mean, if if I'm about, then yeah, definitely. That sounds good.
Okay.
I got Ben and Jerry's.
Chocolate.
But it hasn't been announced yet properly, so I don't have all the dates and stuff for you.
No. That's fine. That's fine. Croydon's accessible enough.
Yeah.
Little bit on the challenging side, I think, but accessible enough. Let's have a quick butchers. Boom. Yeah, I mean, I can get
A bit of brownie.
I mean, from Croydon, I did do a job that sort of way. If it's like East Croydon sort of area, I'm gonna just take a bus to Bromley South and then a quick train home. I won't be able to stick around like too late, but yeah, I can definitely turn up for that.
But nor will I if I'm going back to Sittingbourne. So
Yeah, probably travel back at sort of about the same sort of time then, because you'll be taking the same sort of route, wouldn't you? Going through Bromley South, for Sittingbourne.
yeah, I'd have to go. Yeah, I would. I'd be going through Bromley South.
Yeah, so we could travel back at the same time then.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. I mean, yeah, well, about 2 years ago, I think that I was over at East Croydon.
Mm.
Funny thing about Croydon that comes to mind whenever it gets mentioned is DFS.
Okay, I'm back.
I don't know why, but it always comes to mind DFS, the old DFS adverts. It's like West Croydon, East Croydon. They're like all the DFS locations. Only thing it's really known for.
I'm gonna put our faces back on the web, on the line, and then I'll unmute us as well. Boom, boom, boom. Ba-dum, ba-ba-dum, oh.
Animals can't level up, can they?
Not according to the rules, but like it's not a like it's not set in stone.
I guess it would. I guess it depends on like their intelligence and stuff. I'd say.
If it
Like,
becomes part of the game or something like that, then maybe they'll level up. Because I mean, in Critical Role Trinket, Vexalia's companion, bear,
Yeah.
wasn't a base bear. Though at the end of that campaign, it had been leveled.
Well, yeah,
it had been
that's why I was asking,
modified.
because 5 HP is not a lot.
No, it is not.
You say that, but Sir Waffles did some work with that.
Yeah, Sir Waffles.
Well, yeah, Waffles was.
No. My dog. It was the MVP of the last bit of Sleeping Giants.
Yeah, the last campaign.
Oh, I was thinking the horse Waffles.
No,
No.
dog Waffles.
Oh, that's true. Him and Balazar were like the A team in that.
Wombo combo, take out the werewolves.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys went to that brewery, because I bought a what is it called? A fantasy beer name generator. So I have a PDF, a 7-page PDF that lets me make a fantasy brew name by rolling a couple of dice. So like the first one I rolled up while we were doing the horse thing was the Golden Goblin, Lord Peculiar Peninsula Wintermead. It creates so many like little things. Like it's also described in one of the reviews for this generator. It makes really good microbrew names, or
I'm pretty sure Golden Goblin does exist in the UK, by the way.
Yeah.
Probably.
From Witchwood Brewery. It's Hobgoblin you're thinking of.
Oh no, yeah, there's Hobgoblin, but I'm pretty sure Golden Goblin is something as well.
I know that they
Second.
got Hobgoblin, they got Goliath. Let me look at Witchwood Brewery.
Yeah, the second one I
'Cause
rolled up was the Blue Giant, the Blue Giant Witch, aged Sunset Stout.
Let's have a look. I'm on the Witchwood website. I actually quite enjoy their beers. Hobgoblin.
I like Hobgoblin.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I think you might actually might be right. Oh wow! I have to confirm my age by simply putting down when I was born. Right? Okay, come on.
The only function that has is to teach kids how to subtract their age from the current year.
Yep.
For
Yeah.
the 18 from the current year.
Yep.
I used to just go for flat 1990.
There's Hobgoblin Gold, King Goblin, Black Witch, Imperial Red,
Maybe I'm thinking of
Doctor Thirsties. But yeah, there's Hobgoblin Gold, but not a Gold Goblin.
Okay.
Dr. Pepper's overseas cousin, Dr. Thirsty.
Yeah, Goliath. That's the one I particularly like. Goliath. I quite enjoy Goliath.
So just so I know, how
The funny
big
thing
is
is-
this dog?
King dog.
Like, because you're a standard sized halfling, right? Like you're not an aberrant in terms of your height. I don't think so. Like we're talking fairly big. Like these things are bred to be riding dogs for the smaller races, like
Right.
for halflings and gnomes. So we're talking like what's the name of that dog breed? There's a breed in Russia that's made to kill bears.
Oh right, yeah.
Caucasian Mountain Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Right.
we're
So,
talking
well, I'm-
talking that big kind of like
So
it's
so I'm gonna have to put it into like a stable.
not necessarily like it's also like in this world like that'd be considered like a hunting dog, like in terms of like we're like throw out your current preconceptions of like pet dogs in today's world, like pet dog back in like the medieval ages and things like that. They're talking
Wolf size.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking like dogs have gotten smaller for the most part over
Right.
the
Yeah.
ages.
No, I know.
So
but
this
I don't
isn't
think-
it's bigger than what a normal human's pet dog would be, like a lord's pet would be, but it's not big enough that it'd be like, oh, you need to take that thing out to the stable. It's a beast. It's not like a dire wolf. It's,
All right. So like I can
think-
have it
think
stay
so.
in my room.
Yeah.
it depends. It depends more on the establishment,
Right.
and how big the
Okay.
room is.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, think like with German Shepherds and Doberman sort of idea in terms of working animal that also lives in the home sort of type thing. That's kind of what.
Not so much
every dog
German
does.
shepherds anymore, because they've been bred to be. They've been bred to have a couple of problems that make them,
Yeah.
make purebred
Great
German
Danes,
shepherds. Yeah, Great Danes are good. I love Great Danes, but those things are dangerous. Like they don't understand how big they are. Because
Yeah.
I remember my aunt had 2 Great Danes, and she broke her knee because one of them didn't realize how big it was, and it wanted attention from her, and it broke her knee because of how much weight everything just like
Wow.
sideswiped her knee, and it was so bad. Like they're so good. They're such good dogs. Like Great Danes are like big goofballs, but they're dangerous. I'd love German Shepherd size, like mid-sized dog. Like is what I would want if I had a dog. Would be like Golden Retriever, German Shepherd kind of size range. I don't want it small enough that it gets underfoot, but big enough so that it. All right,
Continue.
good size.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I was just finishing up the last of my sandwich.
Made by real witches.
With sand.
Well, not sand, but it does have salami in it. I'm enjoying that.
I just hit my tooth with my spoon.
Ow!
Ooh. Ouch.
Gonna do that.
Sorry, Mum.
No, he doesn't
Yeah,
look
right.
old enough to be your mum. He's barely
I
out
mean,
of
look at
diapers.
him. He's adorable.
Don't forget, we're still playing this game. I control all your characters' fates.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm also aware of the fact that you're like, God, will my beard just grow back, please? So I don't have to put up with this anymore.
I'm telling you, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long for my beard to grow back. Like I said, I shaved at 10 o'clock yesterday morning, and I've already got a pretty good shadow going. So
Yes, you have got a good shadow going.
Actually, before we just restart, I'm going to run and put this ice cream back in the freezer because I've realised I'm probably not going to be. I've eaten half a tub. I probably shouldn't eat another half.
probably shouldn't eat the rest of it.
Do it.
Ooh.
This year, I need to go put my heating on. It's freezing.
All So how's the unemployed life been treating you, rival?
I'm
Noticing you've
getting
been playing games a lot more.
I'm getting so much more sleep. That first 3 days after they said, don't bother coming in anymore, there's nothing left for you. It was just literally like, right, okay,
Let go.
I'll sleep in a bit. And I ended up sleeping for like 12 hours. I was just like, there's no stress. It's great. It's not like I'm waking up and going, right, I've got to get this done and that done and that done, and then I can start work. Instead, I'm like waking up and going, oh, you know what? I'm going to play Mutant Zero today, and then I'm going to do a bit of Battlestar, and then I'm going to get a bit of Doctrine done, and then I'll get to work on that Titanfall project I've been working on. And during that time, Red will come home from work, and I'll still be just kind of going, yeah, no problems at all, sweetie. You do what you got to do. I'm quite happy over here.
Well, at least you got somebody that's still. At least she's got a job, so that way you're not. It's not a big problem. So that's good.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. I'll get something. I'm already applying for other jobs and everything, so.
I'm sure. Okay.
What?
All right.
Okay.
So, what was the last thing we did? Well, Ustenia and Rivallon, you just you finished your little your brewery tour. Enjoyed yourself. Had a nice couple of drinks from the Golden Goblin, and have basically finished that. You're informed that there's only 3 places that really are popularly serve alcohol normally, and you've been to them. Like you've been to the Brass Wand, the Jester and Flask, and you also have the place you're currently staying, which is the Wolf's Howl. So what are you wanting? What are you two wanting to do with the rest of your day? Because that took about an hour or two for you to go through that little tool.
So now we have to start asking where the local moonshine distillery is. We've had the warm up. Now it's time for the main course. I don't know. Ustinia, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Or have you passed out already from the alcohol we've been drinking?
What do you take me for? I barely warmed up.
You're a drunk barbarian, just like I'm a drunk elf. What do you want to do, buddy? I'm not entirely sure. We could just keep going around the pubs and visiting the brewery. Like a circuit.
Let's do that. Sounds good.
Until we fall over and end up in a gutter somewhere.
Okay.
What's known as a Saturday night.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. I'll let's say if that's what you guys are going to be doing, then you'll probably spend, if you're just getting drinks and you're just going around, you're spending like an hour or two at one of the places, then you move on to the next, and you spend like an hour or two until it's about nighttime, and you turn in and you finish your thing at the Wolf's Howl, where they turn into your room.
Yeah.
You're probably going to spend maybe 2 gold worth on drinks, just generally, or like I'm guessing you're sticking to like pretty good stuff, since you got the money. It's about 2 gold you spend just doing that.
Each?
And then at the
Right.
yeah, it'd be each. So 2 gold for both of you, so per person. And you'll probably let's say yeah, and then by the time you get to the Wolf's Howl, it'll be pretty close to turning in. So it'll cost you with the discount, it'll cost you 2 silver pieces for a room with the discount. So you could either share a room or you could both buy your room yourself.
I think I will be fine on my own.
All right. So it's 2 silver pieces per.
Okay.
And they're nice. They're nice rooms. They're they're somewhat like they're a bit larger than Jester and Flask, but they have like actual nice beds that are made of wood and some mattresses that are taken care of with the like woolen mattresses. But that's where you turn in for the night. As for Arwan and Isaac, what are you doing for the rest of the day after you do your shopping of horses
I'm gonna
or dog?
try and do two things.
Mount.
One, I'm gonna see if I can't find employment for the next 2 days. Playing music by the stalls or whatever,
Oh, okay,
or in a tavern or something.
right.
And I'm also gonna ask around and see if anyone's seen any bag.
Pipes.
Okay. So you're going around just general like local businesses and trying to find employment.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start in the market where the stalls are gonna be set up. See if anyone's setting up there yet, and then
Okay.
go out from there.
All right, and then what are you doing, Isaac?
I am gonna do my kind of normal, just to kind of spend the day, enjoying the day. Gonna go to the temple, do a bit of pray, trying to not make this rhyme okay, and
Oh god, that was bad.
that's my day, pray, okay. But yeah, no, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try and get a barding made for my horse. Get that made up.
Well, I went over the price with you before,
Yep.
so you can find that.
Cool. And I've explained for them to put something on it if I can.
Like, what do you mean?
Like a symbol.
Like a symbol. They could do that, but it would cost a little extra for the embroidery.
How much?
Depends on how complicated it is. Just like of a 3-level, simple, medium, hard. Like
How
kinda...
much are they?
Simple would be like an extra silver piece. Medium would be 3 silver pieces, and a complex design would probably cost 5 silver pieces.
Okay, I can spend 5 silver pieces because I realize I've spent all my gold, but not any of my silver.
All right.
That's fine. I've got a complex one then.
Okay, you can get a complex design for an extra 5 silver pieces on top of it. So yeah, that's fine. And then the rest of the day, you're just gonna be doing your normal.
Yeah, I am also, however, going to try and find the bagpipes.
Okay. Do you are you getting a stable for your horse?
Yes, I would have stabled it in the
Okay.
cheaper stable, not the.
And the cheaper one.
fucking-
Okay, that's a silver per day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna pay for the weekend basically.
All right. So yeah, silver per day. So you do that, and you're helping with the bagpipes. Okay. So R1. So you're going around. You're trying to find a place, or you're trying to find somebody to essentially be employed for the festival to do some work. Okay. Then I'm gonna want you to make an investigation check because you're going around. You're trying to find leads, see who's got openings or who's looking for an entertainer. So roll an investigation check.
16.
Okay. First thing you know is that first thing you notice whenever you go to the market square is that the market square is cleared. The people that every time you've been there before, it's been kind of the same people set up in the stalls, but now the stalls are shuttered up. It looks like because of this festival, they kind of move all of the normal like kind of out of town merchants and merchant guilds kind of out of the market square. And the people that run the local shops that were usually in the market square are now setting up in these stalls. So the stalls are still there, but they're moving, like the people that are a part of them are moving out. But you spend about an hour going around asking. Some people don't have enough money. Others already have some people hired, or the people that already own it are doing their own stuff to get people to take a look at their stalls. But there is a bakery that's local. It's run by like a sweet old gnomish lady, very grandmotherly, you would say. But when you inquire, it's, that would just be the grandest. What are you charging?
Just 2 gold.
2 gold a day? That I could do that. Why don't we say 2 gold a day, and anything you make, tips wise, 50%, half on the top, just for the bakery.
Sounds like a wonderful idea.
That's grand. Be here in the morning, near the start of the day, and we'll have a nice little spot in front of the stall for you. You get to go on for about 4-hour shifts, we'll say, and then you can have an hour off, give or take, to go around and enjoy yourself around the rest of the festival.
Sounds perfect.
All right. And so you essentially know where it is. It's a little stall right off to the side of the main stall areas. And you see, while you're going through, you see like they're setting up little barrels full of water, and they've got like apples and stuff in piles next to them, like bobbing for apples. Just generally a lot of festival kind of games and things for people, and you can smell as well. There's a lot of like not food that you would normally smell. Like it's not a lot of fresh breads, but a lot of sweets, a lot of treats and things that make you smell of summer. Is what it is. It's like everything seems to be very summer themed with this kind of atmosphere that's going out. And you also see some religious people from the temple are setting up some areas, like benches, taking them out of the temple, putting it out there. It's like for a little, like kind of like sock puppet, well not sock puppet, but like a little hand puppet theater thing.
Right.
Set up for some of the kids. Like they're making. It looks like it's a bit of a thing. Like it might not be, from what you hear, it might not be like a tourist thing, but these people enjoy this these festivals, so they put a lot of effort into it.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, and then the rest of the day before you go and kind of end the day, you're trying to look for your bagpipes, or just bagpipes?
My bagpipes.
Your bagpipes. Okay, then I need you to do I need you to make another investigation check as you go through.
Can I use it bardic inspiration on myself?
Do you?
Oh no, that's a bad roll. I rolled a 10.
Nope, can't use it on myself. I didn't do much better. I also got a 10.
Okay. So you spend the rest of the day kind of tracing up leads, talking to people. You've seen bagpipes. You've seen some bagpipes that got this stuff. You're just kind of going through, and you don't really get any leads as you go talking to anybody. Nothing really pops up. A couple of people say like, "Oh, you might be able to find some bagpipes, one of the shops, but pawn shop maybe." Stuff like that. Like nobody's has any leads on your bagpipes.
Right.
Just a lot of. It's like you could find some bagpipes, but that's all you're getting. But that ends off the rest of your day. If you're going to be spending that, just kind of going around, you and Isaac, and you end your day at the Wolf's Howl, so grand total, one person gets the free room.
Isaac does.
Isaac gets the free room, and then you pay 2 silver pieces.
I'm so running out of money. Yeah.
You just did get a horse with bridle, with all of your harness, everything, and a bridle.
And I made sure to get saddlebags and stuff, and I picked the horse that can carry the most, because I always end up as the person with the inventory with everything on it. So
So yeah, you finish that off there. So yeah, that's kind of the end. Is there's nothing else anybody else wants to do for the night before you head in and go on to morning?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I did want to go pray, but I could have done that in the time I was.
Yeah, you could have done that during the investigation.
I mean, not really. I'm just gonna work on some music and work a little bit on my.
Okay, you spend a couple hours in candlelight working on your various songs and music, and you guys turn in for the rest of the day, or for the rest of the night, and wake up fully rested in the morning to the sounds off in the distance of jaunty music.
Oh no, sea shanties.
No!
Yeah, I would have made sure I wake up like really early. Get there.
Okay, so you do so. It's not a big deal for you to do that, and checking this.
Gig hype.
Yeah. Yeah, you set up right outside of the small stall that is for this little like bakery. When you get there as well, like this little like old lady gnome and what looks to be her younger daughter are putting out some nice like twisty kind of sweet smelling bread that's out there. They've got some little treats and things, and you can see, although there's quite a few adults here as well, there's also a lot of children and the kind of youth around enjoying themselves. People are walking around. There's some games going on, and it's just generally a very positive atmosphere. People are enjoying themselves for this summer festival.
When you say younger, what relatively for a gnome? How young is he?
For a gnome, we're talking.
Is she a youth? He is asking,
she-
or is she just in her prime?
In her prime, she is a youth, like probably 16, 17 kind of area.
Too young
Oh.
for you.
Too young for you.
Oh, okay, like really young.
Yeah. But yeah, you go ahead and start up your little set for your first 4-hour shift. The rest of you, though, you wake up again to the sounds of this of music off in the distance, people enjoying themselves. It's a bit louder than I wanted it to be.
That's fine. I like that. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, no, that's what you hear. Like not a lot of like music with notes, with lyrics or anything like that. Just people playing, enjoying themselves. A lot of various different performers, kids enjoying a little like puppet show, playing some games. A couple of adults playing games as well. There's like a little range for archery. There's some.
Yeah, I got that.
There's a little archery range. There's some like throwing a stone into like there's some painted circles on the ground, and it looks like the object is to try and get it as close to the center as possible in a certain amount of throws. And some prizes being tossed around, things like that. Just generally good, and a whole bunch of people hawking wares, like trying to sell you things. A lot of food, a lot of treats, all around there. So, what do you guys want to do for today?
Archery.
Archery. Okay.
Oh, just for reference, who's carrying the ring?
I am.
Oh,
He's suggesting that we cheat. Is what he's suggesting.
No. I'm
He's
just wondering.
suggesting we cheat. He's suggesting that we take.
No,
like,
you are, because you had it to identify.
That's right. Okay.
That's true. Though, Isaac, before you go out today, outside, when you exit your room, in front of your door is a small like little parcel with a note.
Okay. I pick up the parcel and the note.
Okay. In the parcel, you find 2 items and a few gold pieces. And you see there's a vial, a black vial, and a little container with a cork stopper. You know these to be 2 items that Brunhilde had purchased a while ago. And you also find 5 gold pieces in the vial, or in the little parcel. And there's a handwritten note that is in common.
Okay.
Do you read it?
Yes, I read the note.
Okay, you break the little seal that's on there, and it's Brunhelm expresses that they enjoyed their time with the group, but is moving on to other things that they had to deal with, and decides that they're going to part ways. They felt that after seeing you go down as quickly as you did during their last fight, that you needed these items more than they did.
So what were the items again?
If you look at your journal page, I'm just gonna put these for all players now.
Oh, it's the black dragon oil, is the poison, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
these
the
are
black. Yeah.
black vial is the one that you put
2
blood in, and
poison.
it can be like
Yeah.
yeah. So you got those 2 items now, plus 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when you go wake up in the morning. That's what you find there. But yes, everyone else, you head out for your day. So Rivallon, you're going to be going to the archery thing and trying your
My hand at archery.
your hand at archery. Ustenia, what do you want to do for the day?
I'll try archery as well.
Try archery, okay. R1's doing his thing in front of the stall, and Isaac, what do you want to do?
I would like to sit and bask in the sunlight and just enjoy the atmosphere and maybe do a little bit of spreading the word of our good Lord and Savior Paylor, but only if people ask. I'm not going to be intrusive.
Okay. So there's actually like the market square, when it's cleared out of most of the merchants, like there's a nice little grassy area off to the side of it, and it's got some nice trees, and it's a good day. Like it's very nice out, and you kind of sit down in the grass and enjoy. Everybody, these like kids are playing in between the stalls and everything. People are smiling and laughing. It's very nice, and you spend a good couple of hours there. Rivallon.
Yes.
Ustenia. You approach this little archery range. Now, this archery range, what you see is like there's, it's not like a full size. It's a full size bow, but it's definitely, from what you can tell, it's like a trainer bow. Like it's maybe like a 20-pound, like a 20 or 30-pound draw. Like it's not a.
It's not my bow.
It's not a war bow.
No.
It's not a war bow or a hunting bow or of any sort. But it's
Or a longbow
you know,
or anything like that.
anything like that. Like even modern day standards, it's pretty light. And you've got 2 targets, one kind of mid-range target and one kind of off at the distance. This is set up right up against like the temple that's off to the edge of the market square. So like you're shooting at the wall of the temple is the back end of this, but there's a target that's like a hay bale and a target that's a hay bale like midway up, and there's a man who looks like he's a guardsman for the town. He's wearing somewhat official armor and everything, but when you approach, he's given a it looks to be like a teenager, like a teenaged human boy. Some tips, like he's off to the side, his arms crossed. He's going like, no, just aim a little higher, and kid, lets go an arrow and it goes real wide off to the left. And it's like, oh, you got one more to go. Let's see. You just need to correct a little bit. Just feel it. Just feel it. Don't tense up. And kid kind of lets it go again. Falls short and goes, well, better luck next time, kid. And the kid kind of like a little sulkily gives him the bow and right, goes off to the side. But you two walk up, and it looks to just be like a pretty simple thing. Would you like to try your hand at some archery today? Any of you? Either of you like to try your
You go
hand?
first, my friend.
Okay.
Well, cost you a silver piece. You get 3 shots. It's 1 point if you hit the target right there, and he points to the like the mid-range one, and it's 2 points if you hit the far one. If you can get 6 points, you get a prize. If you can get 3 points, you can get another prize, but it's mid-range. He kind of brings it up, and there's a what looks to be some sort of like cake of some sort, like it's a baked good. And so this for 3 points, you get this. It's a little sweet cake from. He points to a bakery stall where you see Arwan playing in front of. Mira's Bakery, she provided these. And if you get a full 6 points, then you get this. And he kind of behind a little box that he's leaning against, he brings out what seems to be some sort of handmade little necklace that's there. It doesn't look like it's that expensive or anything like that, but it has like it's made of like a leather straps, and it's got like a little stone at the end of it. It's a little handmade trinket from some of the children at the orphanage, if you'd like. And everything that we make here at this range goes right over to the orphanage.
Fair enough.
Would you like to give it a shot?
Okay.
You ever used a bow before, sir?
I have, yes.
Okay, well then you're probably pretty well acclimated to it. Just try and hit whatever you hit. Don't point at anything that's not on the range, please. And he gives you 3 arrows that they're target arrows, like I guess like they're blunted. They'll stick into the hay bale, but they won't do anything really to anything like very blunted heads.
Okay.
But you see, it's like a what you were given is essentially a short bow.
Yeah.
And there's a target that's about 30 feet and a target that looks to be about 60.
Okay.
So if you're shooting at the 60-foot target, I think that puts it at disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my notes say. So disadvantage on the far target.
What's the check for it?
You're just it's the ranged attack.
All right.
If you're proficient with the bow, then you apply your proficiency modifier in your dex to that roll.
I'm fucking loving this music.
So would I have to put in the short bow into my weapons?
No, so it's just a D20.
You could just
plus
roll a
your
D20.
dex.
Just read D20.
And then you would apply your stuff to it manually. You just tell me results. So
Right.
like you would if you rolled a D20 right now and you got like a 13,
Yeah.
add your dex modifier to it, and then add your proficiency modifier to it, and whatever the results of that is, that's what you got.
Right. Okay. So if I rolled a D20, got 20, I'd put.
Yeah,
The
I
dex is 3.
am going to
Got
go with the far target.
Far target, okay. Okay, you're rolling at disadvantage because of
Yeah.
this. Like it's the bow's not that strong. You can feel it. It's going to be a bit of a give. It's take a lot of luck to get it more than anything. But
We'll
yeah.
give it a go.
All right.
Ah, suka. 1.
Ooh, yeah. So you kind of
Nat 1.
yeah. You're kind of like looking back and forth. You kind of get it. Draw full back. Doesn't take that much strength to draw full back. Like this thing it's definitely a trainer bow. you let it go, and you kind of overestimated the amount of height that the arrow needed to go. So instead of it like nicely arcing to the target, it's like you overshot. So it goes up, and down. It doesn't even get to the midway of the target. Like you kind of you're warbow trained, so you're just like like that.
Yeah. All right.
You got one. You got 2 more to go. Oh well. You got 2 more. What do you like?
I'll go with a near target.
Okay, near target. Okay. It doesn't take that much to hit it. You go, let go, and you hit the target. You don't hit like the painted areas, but you hit the target.
Yeah.
I'll give you that 1 point.
And I'm gonna have to go for the far one. And I fucking carry.
Right. If you're trying to maximize your points.
Yeah.
Okay. Disadvantage again.
9.
Ooh. 9. And this is only +3. You don't have
It's
any
plus
other mod-
3. That's the total modifiers. Yeah. Dex and efficiency.
All right. So you this time you've got a bit of a bit of experience with this bow now. So you loosen it up, you gauge it, you let go, and the arrow flies out, hits the target.
There we go.
Good job, sir. That's 3 points, if I recall. And he kind of goes down into this, like, he's got a couple of like little crates, and one of them's got like a cloth cover on it. He opens up the cloth cover, brings it out, and he presents you. It's like it's a little like sweet cake that he presents. Yeah. It's not a sweet roll, but it's like a little cut of sweet cake that he gives you. He goes, "Well, sir, thank you for your donation to the orphanage, and why don't you enjoy that?"
Oh, thank you kindly.
To be an adventure.
I'm gonna lean over to Rivallon and be like, "It's not like Warbow. This one needs gentler touch."
Understood, my friend. Okay, so do I roll 2 d20s and then we take the lowest number?
If you go for the far target.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going.
Okay, so you pay a silver piece.
Already have.
All right. So he takes it and he gives you 3 arrows. Well, actually, no. He goes out, gets the 3 arrows that were fired.
Yeah.
And then brings them back. And gives you the bow, gives you the arrows. All right, sir. Range is yours.
So that'd be 17.
Yeah. So yeah, you've looked at Ustenia while he was doing this, and from your years of using a bow and your experience, you can kind of gauge what's required even before you use it yourself. And by the time you get up to that range, to the shooting step,
line.
You target, you kind of know where to hold it, you let it go, that thing sails right into the target. Almost no effort for you. So he gives you like a nice little clap, and, as he seems to be somewhat impressed. He goes, "Oh, looks like we got ourselves an accomplished hunter here."
19.
19. My God.
That's you rolling
Nope.
a 14. You just have a big modifier.
Yeah.
Big modifier.
Wait. Is that including your
Modifier.
proficiency bonus?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
archery,
yeah,
plus
yeah,
2.
Oh,
yeah.
it has to be. He doesn't have a +5 to Dex.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway. Eventually.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet, I'm working on it.
So yeah, you've dialed it in at this point. You aim for that far target and you just let it go again, and it sails almost bullseye on this one. And you hear like a low. I can't actually whistle because I let out a low whistle. I can't do that because I can't whistle. But like the guy, yeah, low whistle, and so it's kind of like nods his head. He seems to be enjoying himself. Like in all honesty, like this guy looks like this is like the best duty he pulled in like a month, and he's just like enjoying this. So he's waiting for you to do your next shot.
This is where everything goes wrong, guys. You realise this, right?
Potentially. Potentially. No.
No.
That's a 21.
That's 21. We got better as we went
20
along.
plus 5 is a 21, and that's a
21.
disadvantage.
Yes.
If it wasn't a disadvantage, it would have been a 24. Because the fucking elf is shooting the bow.
Yeah.
Hey, this elf did a good job last time we needed this bow.
Yeah, that is true.
To
Yeah,
be
this
fair,
one.
the way we ended the fight last time was you shooting blind into some smoke and killing the bad guy. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Again, you step up, let it go, sails actually right into the bullseye. Right into the bullseye, almost center line. And it goes, well, sir, well done. Looks like you've hurt yourself. And he goes in, brings it up, and you have like a nice little handmade necklace that it's made of little leather. It's like got kind of nice braiding around it, and a nice. It doesn't look like it's a valuable stone, but it's pretty. Like it's got a little carve on it, but it's a nice little pretty stone necklace that has been given. It's just like that's handmade from the orphans. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm sure I will.
I know why those numbers didn't look right to me, because you're proficient. You chose the archery as your thing.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't look right to me, because you forgot to add the +2 from the.
No, I just added it to my dex and just put it as +5.
Yeah.
Plus your proficiency bonus, which is another 2.
Oh yes, you should have been rolling higher than that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
what.
Sorry,
That
we'll go
would've been-
again. I'll add 2 more. There you go. We've got
Fine.
+7.
It's fine,
At
it's
no
fine.
point did you miss
No,
the
it's fine.
DC. It wasn't hard.
No, it's fine. I'm just like, because that's what I would have been rolling. I'm like, that doesn't seem right for
This
an
is
elven
like-
archer.
yeah, this is like a professional marksman turning up to a carnival air rifle shoot.
Watching
It's
the guy
hot
before
fuzz.
him and going, right now how the barrel's
Yeah.
been
It's the
twisted.
hot
Here we go.
fuzz scene.
Yeah, basically.
We're in the stuffed monkey.
Yeah, essentially. It's not hard, but yeah. So you finished that. By the way, I love the fact that they're like trivia wise, those old air rifle things that are around nowadays in the U.S. There used to be those ranges, but they actually just use 22 long rifle.
Oh, no, they still exist in the UK. Yeah, they still use.
Yeah, here they don't, but that used to be a thing where like the same thing where they'd have a rifle just tied to the thing.
Yeah,
but
by
it
a
was
little
actually
chain.
one gun. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to put my new acquisition into my pocket because it's a very nice stone, but I want to get someone who knows more about jewelry to have a look at it before I put it on or anything.
Praise it. Just praise it. How much is this orphan jewelry?
Oh no, I've been around this quest long enough to know that sometimes a nice innocuous gift turns out to be dark and terrible.
That's true. It could have a soul lodged
How
into
did
it.
you get a soul trap? This has a demon inside. Opens it up. At last, I am complete again.
If it was a modern day fantasy game, it would be the soul of the orphan that made it.
Yes.
oh,
Please, sir, let me go.
China.
No. Sorry, where'd that come from? That was a bit dark.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so you're doing that. So while that's going on, that takes you like 20, 30 minutes to go ahead with that. Thank you, Midge. I understood you sending me that complex symbol was probably the one you had on your bridal maid. I didn't think you were sharing that art for no reason. Sorry. Yeah.
That's that you're doing.
Yeah. So while that's going on, Isaac, you have a couple of people walk up to you. They recognize the Palor symbol on your vestments and everything. So they ask you to give like a little talk about Palor, kind of on in the middle of the approaching noon sun, which is this little
Which
Palor.
one?
There's only one sun. It's not Tatooine. But you, so they ask you to give it because they, a couple of the people, their followers of Palor, just we don't get many priests of Palor out here. We have a couple of people on some of the boats that come by and they give some speeches, but we'd like somebody that knows what they're talking about to give a talk, especially to the little ones.
Okay, I'll give a nice little talk, just talking about the lights and doing good and things, and then obviously I'll bless the harvest that's upcoming because it's summer, so surely autumn follows. And is that right? Is that how seasons work in this world?
Hold on, I had it written down.
Is it? Yeah, I can't remember. It's like because there's 5 of them. I don't know how far away we are. If they're in planting stages, because
no, summer is followed by fades, which is the lead in to fall. Like it's its own season, but it's like it's characterized by like the failing heat, the warmness going away, and it's the fall coming. But that is when they would
harvest. Yeah.
Well, there are harvests going on. Like the time scale is kind of the same. It's just called something different. It's split up.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah. So there are certain crops are being planted, or a harvest is coming, or that kind of stuff. But give me a religion check.
Oh, got a Do you want a religion check and a like charisma check? Because I'm talking to a group of people. Like,
you're not really performing. Kind of religion check. Give me a general charisma as well.
Well, I got a 20 on the charisma check, but an 8 on the religion. So I get
essentially.
I get involved too much in like the niceness of it and like trying to talk about
not a lot of religion in it.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Much scripture. I'm just talking about goodwill and yeah. It's when say someone in the UK, if you had ever had it in school. When someone from, say, like the Salvation Army would come and do your school's harvest festival, but because there's multi-ethnicity in the school and multiple religions in the school, they have to kind of dull down the God bit.
Yeah, essentially. You mentioned Paylor and some of the things, but it's there's not a lot of meat to it. It's just a lot of, goodwill towards everybody. You're really taken up. You've been swept up in all of the music and the festivities and everybody enjoying themselves, kind of. So you're just enjoying it, and you don't really want to get it mixed in a lot with the religious stuff. So, but everybody seems to enjoy it. They give you like a little round of applause whenever you finish, and people thank you, shake your hands. You actually get a couple of people that almost like an offering thing they're used to giving towards traveling preachers. You have a couple people when they shake your hand, they give you a silver piece or two.
I would direct them to take their silver piece and donate it to their local temple.
They shake their heads and they do so. So yeah, you finish that. That's a couple hours. So R1 around this time, your plan and everything. Give me a performance check.
17.
Okay, very good. You're actually one of the better performers there. There's a couple of other people, but they look local. Like, they don't look like they're, like, kind of locally trained. Some of them got some, they have, like, some flutes and drums, little, like, lutes, things like that, but nothing trained. You're a college-trained bard. So you definitely stand out.
Which is ironic. I mean, that's funny because I actually do have like a bit of like sword juggling in my ass.
Yeah. So you go through and people like congregate around you every so often, just kind of watching you play, and like a couple people. You have. I'm assuming you have like a little receptacle in front of you for tips of something like.
Yeah. I have my fire case.
Yeah, so they toss it. Liar case, yeah. They toss out some coins to you as they pass. People enjoying it. But then you also, as a part of your act, every time you finish a set, you give you like your little
spiel about
nod towards the bakery, Mira's Bakery. They get a lot of business. A lot of people showing up there, much more so than some of the other places. So you definitely drawing a lot of people towards the bakery, and they're having, like, you see the old gnome's got like a sweat breaking out because she's trying to fill the orders, and she's had her daughter go back to the bakery every like so often to try and get more of the food. Every time you look back though, she smiles at you, like she's very happy that she hired you. So it's definitely a good thing, not a bad thing when it comes to this.
There's
well, that's going.
fireworks, amazing.
Yeah.
It's steak time.
Just so
Actually,
you know,
those sounds like that, like little noisemakers the kids got, and like, these like little screaming things.
Good save there, DM. Good save.
Yeah.
I am gonna spend my lunch hour helping at the stand, like behind the stand or in the bakery,
So
wherever.
offering, so just
Yeah.
offering to help and things.
Yeah.
Okay. When you do so, can I? We don't really need help around behind the stall. Could you just help? And she gives you like a direction to the bakery that's in town. That there's their actual main location, and she's basically asking you to like go be a runner, pick up some things they need there. Like
The
my husband's making things for the festival, but we need more. We need to bring in more. We're doing so well. So yeah, if you wanted to do that, it's
Yep.
you get a couple of runs through that, picking up and bringing these. While that's going on, Ustenia and Rival, what else did you want to do during your thing? There's, like I said, people are selling things. There are stalls with food. There are games in different places. Like there's another game that they have there where people are throwing like little stones at targets, like a big target on the ground. Like that kind of stuff. What are you?
I think I might go for another game.
I'll follow you, my friend. I picked archery last time, so.
I'm
Your
going to go
turn.
for stones. It seems like a familiar game that I would have played as a child. I think it's a pretty universal thing, throwing stones at things.
It's a pretty universal thing. It's just like all you need is a stone and like the ability
Something
to
to throw.
marcate a target.
Now all it is you have to throw it accurately.
Yeah, that is true. So when you actually walk up, when you walk up, you just find like looks to be like a father. Has his son on his shoulders, and the son has got like a stone and is trying to throw it at the target. And he actually hits the target in the bullseye. It's like a lot of raucous cheering from the kid and the father, and they are presented with a what looks to be a caged bird. No, it's like a bird. Like it's little like a little songbird, like not like a hawk or anything like that, but like a little songbird that's in a cage that people are enjoying, or that people enjoy listening to. Like you would maybe not you Estenia, but you would have seen like maybe more affluent people having them, like in their homes. But this little songbird, not that colorful, pretty local. But they got little cage one. He's presented with that, and he's like really, little kids really excited about it. While they head off, but you get to the front of the line. There's a little line that's formed on this one, but you get to the front of the line, and this one seems to be just like a farmer kind of person, like in terms of his dress and wear. But he's got like a very like a chin beard and very rosy cheeks, and he's and when you enter up, it goes like, "Well, lads, what would you like to try your hand at some tossing?"
Yes. How you play this? Just try and hit the target, yeah?
That's right. You present up 2 silver pieces, and you're given some stones to throw, and the closest you can get to the center determines what you get in terms of prizes.
And the prizes are?
Okay.
Well, the prizes are let's see here. If you can get within the outer ring at least, there are 3 rings that look to be a target. The outer ring seems to be like maybe a meter or 2 across, but these are like a little ways away. So you're trying to like, it's essentially like a what do they call that? Like a
Horseshoes?
beanbag toss, like or horseshoes. Yeah, you could say that, like a beanbag toss or horseshoes kind of thing. When you get within the outer ring, you get yourself for the kids, they get themselves this, and he brings up like a little. It looks to be some sort of like sweet drink, like maybe a juice of something like that.
Right.
Which like a little fruit juice. But for us here, you get yourself a nice bottle of Blue Giant. and it looks to be like a mid-priced kind of ale of some sort. And he has like a whole bunch of bottles next to him, kind of in lines. He's got like a lot. A couple of them are open, by the way, by his feet. Like maybe the rosy cheeks aren't normally there. He's drinking a little bit.
He's having a good day.
Everybody's having a good day. If you can get the second ring, then you can get yourselves for the little kids. We got some of these little stones provided by the temple, and it looks to be like a carved stone that has little designs like pretty simple stuff, but they look like carved, like a carved like dragon's head or like kind of mystical creature kind of head that they have on some of these little stones, like little things they could like put on their windows, that kind of stuff. But for an adult, again, we got ourselves. You get to make your silver back. So if you get in that, it's essentially free at that point. And if you hit the center, you get your choice. Since you could either have one of these lovely one of these little lovely birds here, and he's got like maybe a line of 10 of these like kind of pretty identical caged like songbirds. None of you would be familiar with the species or anything like that. But from what you can hear, they sound very pretty.
Oh.
But you could like hold them in your hand. Like they're that small. They're not big.
Oh.
So like I guess what would be like a canary kind of size-ish.
Good for mining.
Between that, yeah, good for mining. Now that you think about it, that might be where they come from. Like, maybe there might be the mine stock of little canaries.
That recently closed to an unknown disaster.
Yes.
Yeah, an unknown disaster. And if you or you can get yourself a. He brings out what looks to be a small like little pack sack, like a little leather pouch. You get yourself, especially for anybody who's traveling or wants it, you get yourself a full meal for the day. He opens up the little pack, and it looks to be like a lot of some like dried sausage meats, a couple of bits of hard cheese, and things like that. This looks to be a little less funded by the temple and the guard. This seems to be like this guy put this thing on, and he's made all of these prizes he can get together, kind of with what he has available to himself. But it's like it looks like a little what would be like a plowman's lunch kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
So you get one of those, or you can get the bird, whichever one you prefer.
Okay.
So who would like to go first?
I'll go first again.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
It's fun. It's for fun, you know?
It was fun. So you have a choice with this one. You have a choice. You can either use a strength check to try and just like you're hucking the stone. By the way, there's in front of you there are 2 sets of stones. There's a small set of stones, which probably is for the kids, and there's a larger set of stones, which looks to be adult size. So they got a bit of weight to them that you're trying to chuck. So you can either use strength to just try and get it to the target area. That may or may not have a higher DC than using Dex to try and dexterously get the stones there. Whichever one you want to choose.
I'm gonna go strength with the adult stones.
Okay, adult stone strength. All right, so you get it up, and the stones are all of different sizes. It goes from the smallest to the largest. He presents you with the smallest first, so this is the easiest one.
Okay.
And it's a good couple of pounds. Like it's a good sized stone, and you kind of get the weight in your head and just go for it and roll your check. This is all at normal because there's no like range on the
19.
All right. Kind of figure out the stone, and and that thing sails up, in, and you hit right on the second line.
Ow.
So right on the second line on the interior. So you'd be eligible for the second prize if you want to. Oh, good, sir. Do you want to try your luck at maybe getting the? You already made your money back. You want to try it with the heavier stones?
Yes. I'll go again.
All right. He presents you with the medium-sized stone. This one's fair bit heavier. It's like chucking it one hand would be a bit of a chore. Like it'd be a bit harder to do that. So you get it ready and you toss it. Give me a strength check.
15.
All right, this one doesn't go as far. This one, it's heavier. You thought you had it, but it gets within the outer circle. So you've gotten within the outer circle, and you have one land on the inner, a mid area circle with that one, and then it goes, oh well, good one, sir, good one. A lot of people have trouble with with the larger stones, and he brings up the heavy one, and this one's kind of a monster, like in terms of its weight. This one's pretty big. So you're chucking this one with two hands, like you're just trying to push it into.
Shot put.
Yeah, essentially. Well, no, sorry, shot put's one hand, but the principle's the same. You're just
It's more like that log throwing game.
Yeah. What's the
basically.
Highland Games?
Kinda, yeah. So yeah, you could throw this normally. By the way, if you want to, you can rage on this and I think you can get an advantage with this.
I believe, it's from reckless attack.
Yeah. So if you wanted to.
Yes, I get advantage, but if I, for whatever reason, were to be attacked, I would get disadvantage.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you'd like it, if you really want that plowman's lunch or the bird.
I really want that plowman's lunch. It sounds amazing. I'm gonna go for it. And I'm gonna recklessly, with all the abandon, throw this to get myself advantage.
So Rivallon, you just see you standing. He gets this big stone, and you see his veins pop out a little bit. And he just lets out this
oh my god!
20! 24 with modifier.
Applause.
Yeah, this fucking huge stone. This is a huge stone. This is big. It's not even balanced. It's probably something this farmer got out in his field or something that he collected. And he had trouble getting it to Stenion. Then he just lifts this huge throw and just the exhalation of anger as he throws this stone. It sails, and you almost you can hear the air getting out of the way of this monster.
Hear the what? You can hear.
Suddenly walks in front of it.
You can hear the air guy. Yeah.
And now its soul is in that stone.
What do you guys have against orphans? Jesus.
Why?
But and you actually it lands, and you feel it land through the ground. It's a hefty monster, but it lands right in the center circle, the smallest circle, and it lands right in the center. And this farmer takes a second, and he just he's got a little soft cap that he's wearing, and he just tilts and he scratches his head. Oh well, good one, sir. And he slaps the back of the back of your shoulder a bit, and he goes, well, sir, looks like you get all the prizes. I'm assuming you want all the adult ones, eh?
Yes, please. Thank you.
He passes you a beer, a bottle of ale. And it's got a little stylized, it's not a label. It's a painted symbol on the front of it, but it's blue giant, so it's the caricature of a giant in blue. But it looks nice. It's corked up. You're given your silver back. So you got that back, and he said, you want a bird or you want the lunch?
I'll take lunch, please. Quite hungry and I don't think the bird will be feeling. Smirks.
Right.
Yeah. And he gives you it's a nice self-contained lunch. It's got a leather wrap around it. When you open it up, you find it's a bit of hard cheese, some some dried sausages, and which you can see like a little glass container that has some like pickles in it. So it's like a nice little lunch. You got a beer, a lunch, and your silverback when you get finished. And he asks somebody else to help him, and they get all the stones back to the line. All right, next one up.
That'd be me.
Elf, sir. All right. Well, you heard how I explained the rules and the prizes.
Yep.
So go ahead and chuck them how you want to chuck them.
Okay, we're going.
And again, you can choose dex or strength, but in certain ones you may or may not have a disadvantage on.
All right, I'm going dex because that's the only one that's actually good on mine.
Okay, okay. So you take the little stone, the little adult stone, and
Yeah.
you get ready. You've seen Estenia do this. Roll a dex.
Oh my god. It comes back to roost.
The thing is, you get advantage with the dex check on the small stone.
Really? Oh, okay.
Because it's only a pound. It's only like a pound or two. So it's not heavy enough to really matter on that. So you get advantage. That was the thing about the
15.
game.
That's not too bad.
That's
So
okay.
15's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15's pretty good. You land on you land within the outer circle. So that would be like a first level prize that you get for that. And it lands pretty good. You get and you do it mostly just through targeting of it. You're not putting a lot of strength behind it.
That's a good job because I don't have a lot of strength to put behind it.
Yeah, but you whip that stone out there and it hits, and it gives you like a nice little applaud. And goes, all right, sir. Take the next one. And see how your luck goes.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Oh my god.
Well, this one's a straight check because of the medium stone, and that one just like it's a bit heavier. You get one hand, but it is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
You chuck it. It doesn't get all the way there. Like it gets about midway to 3/4 is where it lands at. It just does not get there.
This is totally your game, my friend.
Steady as he's drinking the beer.
It's hair of the dog. It's okay.
Go
all right.
ahead and
you're
given this big stone. This one's heavy.
Yes.
This one, if you do dex with this, you're getting a disadvantage because you don't have the ability to dexterously kind of throw this. So it's straight check with strength or disadvantage with dex.
I miss.
Straight with strength, yeah. You actually that's 10. No, straight with the strength. 10 gets you within the inner circle. Like not the inner circle. You get the furthest circle. You're inside of that.
Yeah.
So this one you're just like you put all of your strength behind this like two-handed like throw from like your like kind of like how do you do like an underhand throw upwards.
Yeah.
It sails, hits the ground, and it gets it in the circle. So it gives you. It goes, oh, I didn't think you had it in you.
Me neither.
Do you get 2 bottles of beer? Is that how it works?
Well, you got 2 within the circle, so you get 2. And yeah, he brings up. He gets within like one grab. He gets 2 bottles of beer, or well, you could also 2 bottles of beer, or you could get a bottle of beer and the kid's prize.
What was the kid's prize again?
Hold on.
Oh, it was the little painted stone things, wasn't it? Carved stones.
No,
Yes.
that was the second prize, I thought.
Was it?
Oh no. Yeah, what was it? What was the first one again? I closed my notes.
Why did you close your notes, Roach?
I don't know, because I didn't think you'd go for the kids' prizes.
You know me, I go outside the box, man.
Remember?
I'm so far outside the box, I don't even remember what the box looks like.
You remember Estenia?
He just had beer, and that was it.
Were the second prize. The first prize was.
Oh, was it beer or juice?
Yeah.
Juice. That was right. Yeah. No, it was like a little. It was like there. That's what it was. It was like a little juice, like a little thing of like looked like a sweet kind of juice of some sort. Like
Okay.
Non-alcoholic.
I will take my 2 beers and I will hand one back to the store runner and say, 1 for you, sir.
He like immediately pops the cork on that. Just gets a swing of it. And yeah, you have your bottle of beer.
I drink my bottle of beer.
It's very good actually. It's very good. Seems to be made by the local brewery. One of their brands.
We tasted that stuff last night. It was good.
Yeah, you did. You tasted this last night, and it's refreshing. It's perfect for summer. That looks to be one of their summer brews. And yeah, goes really well on a nice warm day like today.
Yeah. Best of all, no hangover. Brilliant.
All right. I'm gonna say since we've done all that, unless anybody wants to actually go around shopping at any of the stalls.
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Isaac, do you want to go shopping at any of the stalls?
I don't have any money left.
Oh, that is true. Well, you got 5 gold pieces back now.
I do have 5 gold pieces back now. I don't know what I could get for that. I mean, I'll have a look around the stalls just to see what any of them are selling, I guess.
Okay, a few of them are from like local bakeries or kind of places that serve food, so they're available. And they got those things, especially the most popular one is the one that's in front of Rivallon or behind Rivallon. You see them a couple of times when you go through. There's a few that seem to be selling like some craftsman stuff. So you got some people that are selling carved wooden figurines. You got a blacksmith who came by, and he's got some little knickknacks and things that are made, like or a couple. And there's also a couple of things that are practical, like he's got a pack of. He's selling some nails, things like that. Just actual business stuff he's got off to the side, and then he's for like the people that are looking to get some non-business related things. He's got some figurines, some gifts and stuff. There's one. It's off to the side. It doesn't seem to fit as much, but there's a woman that is standing behind it, and it's not a really organized spread of things. It doesn't look like there's any like rhyme or reason to how it's laid out, but there's this woman that looks to be somewhat manic in terms of her demeanor, like half-elven, tall woman. When you walk up, and she just goes, "Hello, sir. Is there anything you would like from Aaron's Oddities and Antiques?"
Is there anything particular interest?
It depends on what you want, sir. Make a charisma check, by the way.
Make a charisma check.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay.
Why did I make a charisma check? That was a 7, by the way, so not very good. What was
Don't
a
worry
5
about
plus 2? Okay, is there anything on the table that takes my eye?
You look through. There's some like it's a lot of knickknacks. There's a couple of like
Patty wax.
there's a couple.
And then we'll give Chris's dog a bone.
Yeah, there's a couple of like little quilts that are folded up that have like designs on them. There's a couple of holy symbols that look to be like hanging from a thing, from like a little hanger off the side of the stall, that are on like chains of various different denominations and gods.
Any palo?
Well, as you're going to look over there, she looks and she goes, I think I know what you're looking for, Isaac. And she brings up.
Okay, I remember. Yeah, okay. She just read my mind. Right, fine.
And she presents a symbol of Palor. It's like a little silver, like it looks to be like silver design, a Paloric symbol that's on a nice silver chain.
And how much of my mind did you just read?
Whatever do you mean, dear?
I never introduced my name.
You're correct about that.
Interesting. Can I? No, you can't do that without it being very noticeable, can you? You can't Arcana check.
No, that's not a thing you do in secret.
Yeah. How much for the symbol of Palor?
For one of this quality, 2 silver pieces.
I hand over 2 silver pieces. I'll always buy a trinket of Palor if I see one.
She gives you the symbol. It's actually very nice. It looks to be very
Always
well
need
made.
a spare.
You got like 2.
Well, no, I don't. If I can have one in my pocket as a spare one, it's my arcane focus. Like, I kind of... Well, technically, my mind is my arcane focus with this character, but it also doubles as my one for my cleric spells. It's really weird.
He's like one of those guys that has like 18 watches on his arm.
No, no.
Just, like,
I am... If I buy all the holy symbols, I could be the guy from The Mummy. Is this one gonna work? No. That one. Ah, the religion of the slaves. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, yes. So you take that, and if you look around the stall anymore, from what you get, let's see here, because if you're actually looking, there looks
Quick,
to be
think about butts. My chat's like.
You kind of like you delve around a little bit and look and toss some things over because everything's kind of in a pile. There's no real organization here, but you do find what looks to be like some sort of like scroll, like parchment scroll that's kind of bound up and it's got like a nice little seal on it. When you look at it, it looks to be some sort of like magical scroll.
Okay, it's a spell scroll.
Yes.
I inquire what the spell is.
She takes it, looks at it. Looks to be Blade Ward.
Blade Ward, did you say?
Yes.
I have no idea what that spell does. Let me Google that quickly.
Blade Ward is essentially it's a cantrip.
Okay, so I could learn this from the scroll.
Yes, you could if you had the required things to learn it.
I thought cantrips you can just learn them from scrolls. I thought that was a thing.
No, you have to. No, you have to look that up. But essentially, it just gives you resistances to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Oh,
that should be good for you.
That could be really decent.
That's usually only available to bards, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. But
I am a sorcerer.
Oh yeah, so yeah. But yeah, that is a thing. So if you wanted it, are you inquiring that you would like it?
Yeah. How much is?
That's a cantrip. That'd be 10 gold pieces.
I do not quite have enough, but I will. Are you here all festival? Are you?
I'll be here today and tomorrow, and I also have a shop. And I have a shop somewhere. If you look over, and she kind of gives you directions to it. It's in the her shop. Aaron's. Where the fuck is Aaron?
Just a question to the party while Roach does this. Looking up.
It's in the North Hill district, like the
black
posh kind of.
The black phial or the black dragon oil that Brudhelm had.
Yeah.
Out of character, does anyone need it? Because I'm not going to be much use of a poison for my weapon. And the black phial, my character.
If you need to know what it does, it's available in all of your journals. You can look at the magic
and if you can look at
area.
those for me, that'd be great. The black phial is kind of against my character's morals because it's necromancy.
So black dragon.
I don't think it's my character's style to use poisons. He's much more in your face.
Yeah.
I have no reason for either of them.
I think
Or are
it's
you looking to maybe
more suitable to
sell
give it to the elf.
Yeah, I'm looking to maybe sell them and maybe get something big I could use more.
So when you said she was 17, Roach, was that like she's
16.
actually really, whatever? Does that mean like she's like just coming into adulthood, which would be like 40 for a gnome, or is she actually 6?
She's actually the chronological age of
Okay.
17.
Okay.
I
Just wanted to make sure.
So yeah.
Go for it. Go for it, mate.
Nobody wants
who you
those
talking
2
to?
items.
Well, then I'm.
Mitch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if nobody wants those, I will offer those up to her for sale.
She takes a look at them. She brings out the black dragon oil. This looks like something I recently sold a dwarf. Huh. Odd. I would be willing to take these for let's see. Has this been used? And she kind of goes through and she's looking to see if any of these have been used, what the condition of them are. Do you inform her as to what the black vial is, like specifically, or are you just giving her it?
Do I know what it is?
Yes.
character. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think
yes,
Moonhelm
'cause-
told you.
No, didn't Crimson identify it? Wasn't that something we found in the original thing? Or
Yes, it has been identified. So yes, you would.
yeah.
You would know
Okay,
that, yeah.
I will explain to her what it is.
Okay. So that would be. Let me just double checking on its rarity. Something I forgot to put down in the little card that's uncommon. Oh, the black. This vial, I'd be willing to give 75 gold pieces.
Which one was that?
Black
The
vial.
black vial.
The uncommon. Insight check. Is she swindling me?
Insight check. Okay, roll it.
16.
16.
She's hard to read. You're not sure.
Is there anything about me that would know how much?
You
That kind of
never
item.
really roll a history check to see if you can remember any time you've ever dealt with magic items or anything.
13.
Nah, you don't really have a good basis. Like the monks that you were raised with, they didn't really deal a lot in this kind of stuff, and they didn't really train you for mercantile stuff. As far as you can tell, this is an alright price for what you're presenting her. Or maybe, I don't know. It's whatever your character would come to the conclusion of, but that is what she is giving, and you have no reason to think she is directly swindling you.
Well, yeah, I might take my business elsewhere, but I'll hear what prices she'll have for the other. Because the black vial, I think I could take to someone else that I've already made contact with. Who might be interested in it. Actually, both of them.
The oil. The oil. 100 gold pieces.
I will have a think and I'll come back to you.
Alright, I will be here all day today and tomorrow. Well, most of tomorrow.
And I bow my head and I walk away. I'm gonna try
See you
and
soon,
talk.
Isaac.
Ugh, okay. I'm gonna try and seek out that Dragonborn potion seller that I've already made contact with.
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, that's a 3 + 3. That's a 6.
Ow.
When you're looking around, you actually don't see any of the normal traders in this marketplace that you saw previously. It looks like they got cleared out for the festival, and you're not sure where they would go when the festival's going on. Doesn't look like this is. It looks like that's the point of this festival, is to clear out like all the market for the locals to get in on this. So, what you're looking at. But
I mean, he's in a bit of an obvious wagon, is all I'll say.
he was in a wagon that was mobile, so
Yeah.
when you saw him, so that's what that was. If there's nothing else anybody wants to do for the rest of the festival, is there anything anybody else wants to do for the rest of the festival?
No.
I just want to see if I can find a whip after I'm done work.
A whip?
Yes.
Roll an investigation check. So you're going around, you're kind of searching through a lot of the stalls, seeing what you can find.
12.
Alright, you find a leather worker kind of shop. You find somebody who you find somebody who works in leather a lot, and they're presenting some stuff.
Wearing it and making it.
A lot of it. Well, I mean, most people are weathering some type of leather, some portion. But
Just a lot of zips.
yeah.
You're thinking latex, Smidge, not
Yeah,
leather.
it's not leather. It doesn't breathe.
Latex doesn't exist in this world. It's a medieval era.
I don't think they have zippers either.
So a lot of the stuff he's selling is like little leather trinkets and gifts. There's like he's got like these like leather made trinkets that look like summer flowers. Like it's kind of like crafted stuff that he's selling to things. Like there's a lot of really creative things that these people are putting on for the theme of the event. But when you inquire about a whip, he says, I think I could get you one. Give me an hour when I shut her up for lunch. I'll come back and I'll have you one. At least one of my stock. What are you looking for exactly? Like a war whip, or you're looking for something for a teamster kind of thing?
More war whip.
Right. All right, I could get you something.
Actually, could you bring one of each?
I could. And he does. Well, is there anything else the Ustenia Rivallon group want to do for the rest of the thing, or do you just want to enjoy the festival? Kind of go
Just
around?
enjoy, as far
Just
as I'm
enjoy.
concerned. Yeah.
Just enjoy it. Okay, you do so. You do so. You sit around. You watch the kind of like little the children's like kind of puppet theater that's going on as well. It's just kind of enjoying it. But R1, the guy comes back with the 2 whips that he presents. They both look to be very good, well-made whips. The Teamster's whip would not have stats because it's not made to be used in combat. It's
Right,
like
it just cracks.
it just cracks. It's really long. It's made to be like you're in a wagon. You're trying to like get things together. A war whip would actually be. I think there is a stat for a whip
Yes,
in
there
the
is.
book. That would be what you're looking for if you're looking for the stats for that.
All right, I'll take both.
I'll take both. Okay. The Teamster's whip is half the price of the whip that's listed in the book.
Alrighty.
Because the war whip's a lot more reinforced. It's a bit shorter, stockier material. It's made to do damage, while the Teamster's one is a longer material, but not as much. Like it's made more quantity. So yeah, that's what you'd be paying for that.
All right.
That
I
tune
don't
is
think anybody
really in
else-
my head. I'm never going to get this tune out of my head now. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to lower the sound of the festival?
I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's a great tune. I'm just never going to forget it
It's gonna be in my
ever.
yeah, it's gonna be in my dreams.
It's gonna be-
My dreams is gonna be.
I'm going to be at an interview going.
Somebody's celebrating their 111th birthday.
And I'm just going to have the guy opposite or the woman opposite going, I asked what your name was. Okay, Mr.
So you guys finish off the day. You finish off the rest of the festival. It doesn't go into the night. It doesn't look like this is like an all night thing. It looks like they do it during the day, kind of when it's nice out. But things start shuttering in about an hour or two before sunset happens, and people start kind of back on. The kids start going home. The families start, the families start filing out, and all of the various different stalls start shuttering up for the day. R1, at the end of the day, you get paid your rate and make a what was your performance check way back when was a 17. So you make all throughout the day the equivalent of about 20 gold pieces, just equivalent of just of various coins. So 10 of that goes to the bakery, but you get 10 gold pieces like in profits that you make plus what you get paid normally. So then the day kind of ends. Like everybody starts going home, everybody has fun, and it's pretty quiet. Abrupt end here. Okay.
Oh my
there's no
god!
way to, there's no way to back it off like as I would want to.
Slowly turn down the volume and then pause it.
Oh, well, I guess that is a point. But the thing about the volume control is it's
quite abrupt in itself. So yeah.
Yeah, it's so finicky. So it didn't really matter. It would have sounded out of place anyways. But you all kind of finish your day. Isaac, you've spent most of the day kind of just basking in the sun, enjoying company with a lot of different people, and there was like a little like picnic at the lunchtime that people had, and all told, you guys had enjoyed the day, and everybody else did when you file back into the Wolves' Howl, greeted by the same overweight gentleman that runs the establishment. When you settle down, do you all want to get something to eat for the end of the day before you head out, before you turn in? That's your...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna give everyone 2 gold from what I made.
Oh, thank you
Remember,
very
you're
much.
splitting it up 4 ways, by the way. Splitting up 4 ways for all of your thing. 'Cause there's only 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I know
Wait.
that. I'm just saying for future reference.
Oh.
Future
Yeah.
reference.
No, yeah, I've already made that. But I because the party don't actually know, I'm gonna actually inform them that Brynhelm's gone. Because only I have known all day.
Yeah.
I was wondering where the little runt was.
I'm guessing he had other business to attend to.
If you're splitting that up evenly, Chris, that would be 10 gold pieces split between 4 people would be
2.5.
Yeah, it'd be 2.5 gold pieces per, which would be 2 gold pieces, 5 silver.
No, just the 2 gold.
Okay.
He's
So
keeping a
you
profit
can
for himself. It's fine.
Yeah, you skip off top a little bit. That's fine.
I mean, he did do all the work. We
Yeah,
just
he did
do
out
all
and
the work,
enjoyed
yeah.
ourselves all day.
It's true. But by the way, for food, you guys just pay like a silver piece per for like that's like that's the good average of the cost of the, for that. And you pay the same for your housing. So it's 2 silver pieces per room, and 1 person gets a free room on the night. So Isaac's claiming that apparently because he just did the
Yeah,
the
he's
raise
poor.
hand thing.
I'm just
He's the poorest.
It's because I keep giving my money to charity. I'm sorry.
This is true.
I'm gonna have to shoot off it soon here, guys. I've been
We're at the
Yeah,
end
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
We're at the end
buddy.
of the thing. That's where we closed it up. So
Okay.
This was a good end point.
So
at the
yes,
end of the
thank
first day
you
festival.
for joining us for this week. Thank you to Roach, obviously, for creating the scenario. I hope you've all enjoyed this summer festival episode. It's been quite nice, and it's going to be quite strange going into next week because next week's our Christmas special.
Oh, that's right.
Going from
It's
season to season. And yeah, so join us next week where I will be DMing for the first time ever. So we will be seeing how that goes for the Christmas special. And then after the Christmas special, we will be breaking for Christmas and we'll be back in the new year. That's just how it all works. Thank you for everyone that's been watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And we're clear.
I need to go crawl into bed. I only
All right.
got to sleep last
Yeah.
night.
All right.